It isn't the sunniest of days over at the Manila studio, pero on the battlefield itself, it is rain or shine. Welcome to the third qualifier para sa Predator League 2023. Ako nga pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi para sa ating mga games today.
Hello everyone, and syempre this is going to be our third day for our leg ng ating qualifiers kung saan gaganapin naman ito or ginaganap na dahil nandito na tayo ngayon sa Angeles, Pampanga, respectively HAU or Holy Angel University.
Di ba yun yung home ng Valiant Esports?
Yes, sir.
One of the prominent, I believe, academic na esports group nga naman ngayon. And it's a really beautiful time nga naman para makakita kung sino ang lalabas ng panalo dito sa ating qualifier all the way over from Pampanga. And syempre, walang anuman, yan nga naman ang isa sa mga pinaka hinihintay ko kada week kung sino yung pinakamalakas sa tamang region kung saan tayo naglalaro. Yan nga naman ang napakagandang i-experience ngayon for today. Pero bago ang lahat, gusto ko lamang mabigyan na ang moment na ito para sa ating games and amusement board na kung saan sila ngayon ay nasa TNC Holy Angel University Pampanga, si Mr. Glenpe, Ronnie Fortes, Alile Gabinete, and Mr. Joel Besenio. Thank you so much for letting all of this possible. And yung weekly pasalubong nga pala, sana magkaroon tayo ng sisig pag uwi nila dito.
Actually, kada isang lugar kailangan may pagkain na uwi dito pagka umabot sila ng finals natin. Anyways, pero ayun, by the way everyone, if you're interested in going after dito sa mga pamalakas na nating mga teams na nakita nyo naman from our previous days or legs is sobrang pambatak and sobrang lapit na ng mga laban or palapit na palapit yung ating mga laban. So if you're interested, open pa ang ating registrations for our qualifiers. So be sure to check it on out.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the qualifiers itself, why don't we talk about the tournament format as a whole? Since Predator 2023 has shown a very unique format para sa simula pa lang natin. We started 3 weeks ago sa mga on-site qualifiers natin. We started all the way over to TNC Digos for that first qualifier, second towards TNC Cebu, at ngayon nasa Pampanga tayo para ma-celebrate natin kung sino ang magiging kampiyon on that area. Next week, pupunta tayo sa Cavite kung saan makikita natin kung sino yung pinakamalakas sa Dasmariñas on that on-site qualifier. Pero syempre, after that, yung mga online qualifiers naman natin ang magbibigay ng widespread opportunity sa kung sino ang maggusto na mag-advance sa group stage pakatapos manaman yun.
Yes, of course. And kung sakali man na kayo makaabot ng ating grand final sa APAC, no? APAC Predator League Finals, that just means that you guys will be having opportunity to face against all the other teams here sa ating APAC region, which means na pang-international na pala ang galawan nyo. And by the way, guys, tulad nga na sinabi namin kanina, it is already our third day ng ating qualifiers. It is September 23 today, but on September 30, TNC Dasmariñas, that would be our last day for our on-site qualifiers. And on the other hand, para naman sa ating online, meron tayo niyan for October 7, 8, 14, and 15, which I believe are series of Saturdays and Sundays. Tama ba?
Yeah, I believe so. Kada weekend nga naman, to keep the theme. Kung kailan walang pasok ang mga tao, yung mga estudyante, pwede na sumama. And syempre, ano ba yung mga pinaglalaro natin dito sa lahat ng mga qualifiers natin? Syempre, ang mga first place winners sa kada qualifiers, either on-site or online, ay makakapanalo ng 5,000 pesos if sila ang nakakuha ng first place. But all the way over towards the final stage sa PLPH Finals, ay nandoon ang may pinakamalaki nating prize pool sa istorya ng Predator League. 500,000 pesos overall to equally distributed. Paano nga ba natin ihahati ang lahat ng iyon sa bawat apat na players?
Yung hatian kasi dyan, pre, isa para sa... Ay, wow, joke lang.
Oh, wow!
For fourth place natin, meron tayong 55,000, and as well as sa ating third place, for our second place, may 100K tayong maibibigay para sa kanila. And for our first place is half of the prize pool, which is tumataginting na 250,000 pesos. So, this just means that they will be making it rain. Literal.
Kumbaga. Ilang River Vandal na skin din yan.
Yeah. Kaya lang bakit multiple na river, no?
Kaya nga, river pa talaga yung ginawa natin.
Mag-arcade na kayo, di ba?
Ay, pwede.
Sorry pa naman na skin na yun.
Yeah, tama nga naman. Yeah. But we have to take note na naman kung sino yung mga sumali sa ating qualifiers for the TNC HAU Pampanga stage nga naman. Kitang-kita natin dito sa ating tournament bracket kung sino yung mga lumaban kanina. As we mentioned sa ating updates, may mga bigatin tayong teams na sumali. Sino ba yung mga bigating teams ang nagstay dito all the way towards the quarterfinals, di ba? Sino ba? malalaman natin sa tournament bracket. I believe Oasis Gaming was here.
Ayan.
Now Esports was also there as well. Pero sa top 8 talaga, doon malalaman kung sino yung nag-stand above all. Carti Esports, G's Monaxu Esports over at top 8. Nanalo Carti. They're moving on to semifinals. Kalaban nila ang Oasis Gaming who won against the hometown heroes of Valiant Angels. Unfortunate para sa kanila.
Yes, but now we are seeing here that Oasis Gaming will be facing up against Carti Esports as well as Action PH for our second series kung saan kakalabanin naman nila ang Quality.
Quality with a K.
Yeah, Quality with a K, diba? Parang ang lutong ng dapat na pagkakasabi nun. But anyways, parang kanina lang kausap ko yung senior nila sa Valiant. Sabi nila, nahirapan kami sa Oasis, narpim agad ang katapat eh. Ano bang magagawa namin doon? But on the other hand, is nandyan din naman si Worship, katsikahan ko kanina.
Oh.
So, ano na raw, ang init na init daw sila doon. So I'm sure magiging mainit din yung laban nila. Yeah, schoolmate namin siya yung FPU Tech. But yep, nandun sila ngayon and I am quite interested kung paano mangyari dito kung Oasis Gaming ang kanilang kakatapat sa finals at kung malalagpasan nila itong si Quality. Quality with a K.
Quality with a K.
Yeah.
Naman. Sabi nga. You know, actually, I do want to talk a little bit about like yung second nating magiging semifinals matchup kasi Action PH has been one of the breakout teams ngayon na naglabas na kung sino yung mga maglalaro sa banner nila. We already knew na Narpim was supposed to be a mainstay sa Kadiliman, di ba? But since Kadiliman doesn't work out that much ngayon nasa loob na siya ng Action PH where he will put all of his veterancy from the FPS scene dito sa Action PH. Kasama na niya si Worship na I'm sure he will also have his veteran voice then since he also has a lot of experience. He has been in a lot of rosters where he will put a lot of quality dito sa mga young guns natin over at Action PH. I'm curious though, kung makita natin yung consistency nila ngayon kasi this is technically one of the first tournaments that we're seeing yung lineup ng Action PH. Kaya yun yung parang pinakamalaking question mark. Are they really underdogs? Or are they showing that they are the team to beat dito sa qualifiers natin?
There is a possibility nga na ganun yung
Diba?
makikita natin. Kasi if that would be the case, it would be really interesting kasi parang magiging up and coming na sila. Kung ganun, di ba? Kasi established na si Nouns, established na si Oasis, established na yung ibang mga teams na nakita natin beforehand. But this time, it is going to be a different role, lalong-lalo na hindi pa nila, or wala pa silang informasyon sa kung paano gumagalaw itong mga to as a unit. Maybe individually, may idea sila kung ano yung mga usual picks nila, anong role nila. But in a technical sense or mechanical sense, wala pa silang idea dito.
That's true. Pero, on the flip side though, doon naman sa ating pangunang semifinals matchup, yan ang bigatin nating makikitang laban dito.
Yeah.
Ang mainit na Oasis Gaming, one of the best VCT teams in the local scene, maglalaban against Carti Esports, one of the up-and-comers ngayon on the local scene as well. Definitely not a new face on the VCT scene as well. Kaya talagang it is not the first time that they'll be facing up against each other. I assume since, you know, lagi naman sila nakikita sa mga
Most
scrims siguro, sa mga tournaments siguro as a whole. I do want to know if Oasis Gaming still has the same form as last year kasi that was one of the most dominant Oasis Gaming rosters that we've seen. Nakapag-qualify sila sa Cebu, nakapaglaban na sila internationally. So it is a very tall task na matanalo ang Carti Esports dito. But if they do, it's a big statement, kumbaga.
Actually, di ba? So basically, let's see if masusurprise tayo sa mga
Paano yung surprise?
mangyayari. Parang ang hinhin, no? Ang hinhin ng pagkakasurprise. Pero you get the gist. Let's see if we'll be surprised with what's gonna be the outcome para sa mga mangyayari for today. And if mabibigyan ba nila tayo ng mga additional highlight plays. Kasi yun yung hitek last week eh.
That's
diba? There's series of aces, clutches, yung double shock dart na hanggang ngayon naiisip ko pa rin. Alam mo, habang natutulog ako, napapanaginipan ko yun, naiisip ko na, oh nga pala, there's this certain individual na nakakapag-double shock dart at dalawa rin ang napatay niya gamit yung mga yun. In just a single round.
Nakailan din siya dun eh. Hindi
Diba?
lang yun isang beses eh. Nakakailan siya. Yun yung
May gun duels
nakakainis.
pa siya.
Nakakainis sa kalaban siguro. Pero
Yeah.
it is fun to see as a viewer at saka as a commentator since yun dun mo na benchmark yung synergy mo with not only yourself as a player individually but with how you grasp a situation using yung agent. Katulad na Sova last week kung saan nakailang beses na siya gumamit ng kanyang utility parang supportahan yung team niya towards victory. Yan! Eto na, mga kaibigan, we are starting over with Carti Esports versus Oasis Gaming. It has been a very, very tough battle para sa ating top 8 teams. Pero ngayon, magkakaroon na ng mga decisive decisions ang pareho nating team. Sino ang mas deserving pumunta sa group stages natin? Ito ang start ng journey kung saan makikita natin ang ascent map para sa Oasis Gaming versus Carti Esports. Definitely a true and tested map para sa parehong teams na ito.
Nako. Mukhang magkakaroon na naman tayo ng isang mirror match-up, which is pretty typical na rin talaga na ascent map. Most likely, expect na natin yan lahat. Pero ang tanong dito is paano nila ito papagalawin? At ano ang pagiging pagkakaiba sa oras na maglaro sila dito sa ating laban na to. And we have seen it's pretty interesting that Javi parang dati lang walang ginawa ito kundi mag-race. Pero ngayon is already in a really pacifist or more like passive na agent. Nandito na tayo sa killjoy na ito. And on the other hand, we are seeing some actually familiar players in here from the side of Carti Esports. But like what you've said, it is undeniable na somewhat of an underdog nga din si Carti dito.
Alam mo, sabihin ko sana, parang it will be a former teammate of Oasis Gaming. Nakalaban nila ngayon. Pero naalala ko nga pala, Gado nga pala yung pangalan niya, hindi Gabo.
Oo.
Si Gadowers nga pala yun. Hindi. So, ibang tao na sa isip ko noong time na yun. But anyways, it is definitely a very Ascent-esque na team comp para sa parehong teams natin. I do like to see Kalies back on Oasis Gaming na ngayon. I don't remember if he was on the last stint. Pero, now that he is here as, well, if you remember last time that we saw him sa VCT, he used to be in IGL para sa mga teams na tumalo sa VCT. Sa VCL as a whole, sa split one, if I'm not mistaken. At ngayon, that he will herald all of his talents over to Oasis Gaming, but putting himself on the KO role is very, very flexible on his side. He knows the ins and outs of all of these teams dito sa ating top 8, and with him heralding a second voice para sa team na ito, kasama si Draxi who's also the IGL, will give a lot more than just structure para sa team na to. It will give comfort para kay Georgie at saka kay Marky, who are both of the most aggressive duelist or agents para sa ating Oasis Gaming that I'm sure will be a really, really huge asset laban dito sa Carti Esports. Pero yun yung mga masasabi ko sa mga mas malaki nating kalaban dito sa Oasis Gaming. For Carti Esports, you could say the same for Tap Tap. This guy can pop off at any given moment, especially if you're given an operator.
Yes, definitely. And at the same time, I think Ascent is just a usual or the classic pick of maps. And at the same time, kasi from the statistics that I've just seen from Valorant just now is, yun nga, pretty fair naman in terms of performance dun si Oasis Gaming. But in the side of Carti Esports, however, is hindi ako sure kung ano yung mai-offer nila dito and kung meron silang may di-deliver na iba nga. Talaga na sinasabi natin because usually is Oasis just pretty chill in terms of the ascent map. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna do whatever we can do and that would be it.
Yeah, I mean, chill lang. Hindi na kailangan na mag-default too heavy. Just try to at least take the pick off and then decide from there, head on. Especially now that Carti Esports na naman yung magsisimula sa ating magiging first round on a set. Finally, mga kaibigan, makakasimula na tayo sa ating pinakaunang mapa on the broadcast. It is a sprint towards a short. It is Kyle with a second frag para sa Carti. Oasis fighting back with everything that they got, with Marky getting a double, as well as the fragment from Kelly S, dropping the spike doon sa ating A short. Marky with a triple, and the initiators are popping off dito sa ating A short pa lang. First pistol round win para sa Oasis Gaming.
Napakabilis na mga pangyayari doon sa round na yun dahil hindi man lang tayo umabot sa half ng oras na pwede silang makapag-pursue ng kahit anumang objective na babalakin nilang gawin sana. Pero ngayon, it's just the first round. Once again, and you know the drill, guys, whoever gets the first pistol round, matik kakaroon tayo ng advantage for the second round. But everything just gone down dito sa entrada natin ng mid-bottom, no? Like everyone, or every single one, parang hindi rin nagkaroon masyado ng mga utility usage here considering isang pistol round nga. And it's just all about the gun prowess na meron ng bawat isa.
I think it's the disjointedness din. So kung kailan ginamit yung paranoia para makapasok ng A-short, diba? Nakita mo, nagdash agad. Doon pa lang gumamit ng blind ng Omen nila. Kaya nakapasok ang si Kale gamit ang kanyang sheriff para mapatay itong si Georgie. Hawak na yung Marshall. So that's also a really big pickup kapag binigay mo yan kay Tap. However, both jets are dead off of the map. Pizza is also being secured dito by Kelly S. He has a really good flash if ever na kaya niyang labanan itong mid-side. However, on A, it is secured, especially if you put two of your most passive players doon sa A-side. Hayaan na lang silang pumasok at hayaan na lang silang mamblema.
Pretty unfortunate here in the side of Carti, but at least may napita silang isa, considering that they don't buy anything pa naman except for the pistols na meron sila ngayon. But ngayon, you're still waiting for any executes na manggagaling sa Carti. There is a probability na meron silang butas muli dito. Yun na nga, meron na nagpakita. Madadapitan si Kapro dito ng bahagya pero hindi pa sila dito makakapush ka agad-agad. Lalong-lalo na they're being showered by series of utilities na nanggagaling dito the side of Oasis, and hanggat maaari na pwede nilang i-delay itong si Carti, i-delay talaga
30
nila ng
seconds
gusto because ayaw talaga nila na magkaroon sila ng one step further papasok dito sa A-site natin.
Yeah, kumbaga parang may crossfire pa nga eh. Si Abby 8K kasama ng 6-man nila ang kanilang turret para magbigyan ng contact agad. Draxi almost misses the timing pero in that slight second, hindi na lang sila pumasok. They will not stay na lang dito kasi 10 seconds, it doesn't matter kapag buhay ang tatlo nilang players, kailangan mamatay sila agad. So that's 2 out of Oasis at least that's 3 kills para kay Kael. Pero Draxi will shut it down. It is still a win para sa Oasis pero they dealt damage as much as they possibly could, and that's more than what they were anticipating to, diba?
Well played for Kael, ba? No, talaga. Kasi despite of the fact na it's just pistols, or rather, they wanted to make a inch or parang gusto nilang ma-damage or slight dent dito sa ating economy here for the side of Oasis as much as possible. And yes, nagawa naman nila yun beautifully, but it's just unfortunate kasi that just means that every single kill na nakuha dito on the side of Oasis just means na mayroong dagdag pa rin dun sa kanilang ano. I like how yung mga pwesto ng mga players natin din is tamang taas lang ng paa. Na parang ano eh, they're not thinking about it much, parang chillings lang sila.
Actually,
sa mga laro nila, no?
Parang sila mga high school students na nasa summer eh. Yung tatlo sa kanila nagpakalbo.
But they're college though.
That's true. Tamo, Abby 8K, I think si Georgie nagpakalbo din. Semical to be exact nga naman.
Kala mo, ano, tag-araw. Kala mo summer eh, no? Pero tag-ulan eh.
Medyo mainit nga naman sa Maynila. Hindi lang ngayon kasi medyo maulan.
Hindi, kasi less hassle din yun pag naka-headset.
Oo.
Diba?
At
Parang
saka
wala kang ayusin na bangs, di ka gaganon-ganon.
And then you save a lot of money from not buying
wax
too much
or
wax, shampoo na
whatever hair products you have, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sabon na lang.
Sabon na lang.
Sabon na lang din lagay yun. Kaya na, pakintabin nyo, no? Gagawin yung, parang si Erin Iman.
Parang floor wax lang. Floor wax lang sapat na.
Anyways, pero ayun nga. Parang saglit ng tawa lang tayo dito ngayon, guys. Parang merienda na kayo, pero mukhang merong mamemerienda dito dahil bawat isa dito may pinapatay na sa kabilang kanto. At ngayon, may iwan na lang dito ang tatlong miyembro dito sa the side of Oasis, pero sila pa rin naman ang lamang. Kaya yun naman na maganda, on their end, but still, there is certain difficulty here for Carti. Siyaks na lang ang naiwan din na ko. Yucks! Anong gagawin mo? Ako, tatlo sumilip sa'yo, pero at least may napitas kang isa. So, hindi na rin masama. But sadly though, that just means na babalik na naman sila muli sa simula kung saan mag-iiko na naman sila.
Nagmamadali masyado yung execute natin for Carti since nag-call sila na gusto nilang i-split yung A-short. Nauna pa yung lumabas sa A-main. Kaya, nung nakapag-execute sila, gamit ng ulti pa lang ni KO, doon na na-pull ng trigger na dapat instantly na pa yung defense doon pa lang sa A-main. Hindi na nila kailangan tingnan yung A-short. Masyadong malayo at matagal si Yuk sa pag-push doon sa A-short push natin. Which in fact, after that info, they didn't even need to consider any other option besides A-main. So good job on the smoke, good job as well from the defense, and a really good usage of the frenzy. Talagang ginawa niyang sulit yung 450 credits na ginamit itong si Javi 8K. No?
Parang ano no, merong binili ng laptop sa Predator tapos isang dekada yung inabot. Diba? Ganun dapat yung quality na hinahanap natin dito. Anyway, si Georgie, nako, tatlo na agad ang napipitas niya. This is his arena and he's doing all that he can para naman ay masulit niya rin yung bandal niya. Pero si Yax lang pala ang tatapat sa kanya. Pero si Sabi, haharap na dito. Gusto pa rin umalag. And mukhang si Cardi dito na isa na lang. Si Yax na lang naman ang may iiwan. Lagi na lang naiiwan tong si Yax.
Okay. Parang taga Batangas siya tapos naglakad siya papuntang Quezon.
Parang kilala ko yun. Katabi ko ata yun dito ngayon eh, no? Ang alam ko yun yung nagkandahirap na mag-commute eh. Pero, kilala naman natin ka napakaganda yung performance ng Oasis as per usual. I mean, it's already given. Yun naman nga din kasi with the guts that they currently have. Bakit, ano kayang skincare ni Sabi, no? Napakakinis ng mukha. Floor lahat na nang pwedeng ilagay sa mukha. No? Actually, hindi nga pwede eh.
Oo nga eh, wala.
Pero makinis.
Papakitab, di ba?
Dapat may interview segment dito, yun ang tinatanong. Pero ang tanong din dito ngayon, sinong mananalo sa round natin ngayon dahil si Carti naman ang mukhang naglalamang. 4-0 na ang ating scores ngayon kaya kailangan bumawi na sila dito ng husto. Pero operator natin still active on the end of Georgie. Pero wala pa silang alam na hawak-hawak niya to.
Masyado na naging overconfident, overly complacent. Georgie pushing his nerve. Naku po, gabo. The patience paying off. Naging forward pa nga. Nakuha pa nga nila yung operator. Nakapush agad si Javi 8K. Kaso Kael, really good on the shot. A double kill para sa kayo nila. The first round win off of Oasis Gaming's mistake of overly pushing over A main. But I like the effort. Talagang kailangan nilang i-pressure yung one side since kailangan nilang magkaroon, not only get info, pero para makondisyon sila, na lagi silang magpo-push over A main, na lagi silang mag-a-aggress, magkaroon ng napakasolidong defense over at A main, just so that they could act upon it on the later stages of the round. Malalaman nyo ng Carti, gagamitin na nila yun as some sort of a beacon. Talagang malalaman nila, A main, lagi nilang ipo-push. Sige, mag-push tayo over at mid. Yun na lang try nating i-supportahan kung magpo-push nga dun si Tap. Pero on this side of the end of the stage, Carti Esports is relying on that really good patience play para sa kanila. Nag-hold na lang sila ng A-lobby, not needing to overpeak afterwards. Even actually using a double peak setup para ma-overwhelm agad tong si Kelly's, which beautifully, it all ends up in their first round win. And they also save yung Odin natin for Oasis Gaming. So okay lang naman sa kanilang expenses. They were already rich from the 4 straight round wins that they had anyway.
Walang problema.
So may pambili pa rin si Georgie ng operator. Nakapag-shorty pa nga siya, parang sukli lang para sa kanya. And at the end of the day, they still have really good weapons and really good defense. But I really do wonder if sa mid talaga makakapag-push ng si Georgie since everybody else on Carti, they look to take everywhere else otherwise.
That's also the risk din kasi in having an operator and upward contact rate. But at the same time, kasi parang it's already the usual eh. But at the same time, parang high risk, high reward nga tulad na sinasabi nila. But ngayon, dito sa A-site natin, binabalak na naman nilang i-push. It's still the same drill as usual as what you've said kanina. But may hinder sila dito with a one-way smoke na nilapag dito ng Oasis. So they'll be getting some seconds of their time before executing towards kung ano bang babalakin nila na site. But at the same time, we're seeing them rotating here at our B site already. So ang magiging risk naman nila dito is yung utilities na nakakalat sa site and as well as yung Odin na hawak ni M. Dahil isang detect lang ng reconnaissance start na mailalapag nito, matik mukhang delikado na sa kanila. Yun nga lang, inadapisan din tong si Yax, hindi na pala kailangan nun.
Yeah, I mean, ginamit lang yung contact dun sa Killjoy turret pa lang. And on the same position, it's a really good scan! Sinira pa nga yung KO natin! And the only headshot that he needed, Javi 8K. Order towards Tap. Ang nag-iisang push nila over Link does not play off entirely. Stuck between Switch as well as a fragment. Talagang pinatay ni Luto si Jasso. Laban dito sa 2 versus 5 natin. Marky, perfect gun for the job. Pakatapos malaman kung nasaan ang nag-iisa nilang Omen. At si Draxi ang kukuha ng pinakauling patay nila. Talagang napakalinis sa Oasis. Tingnan mo to Yung aggressive A main push na ginawa nila last round is the fruit of what happened dito ngayon. They forced an aggressive A main push para makondisyon sila na baka once na malagay yung one-way smoke, kailangan nilang i-push doon sa Odin na lang na hindi pa alam ng kalaban na hawak pa rin ni Marky at this point in time. At ngayon nalalaman nila, they were forced into a really tough situation. They needed to force in towards the Sova and they need to fight the Killjoy gadgets as well.
Yeah, actually, hindi lang din yun, Like, in addition to the fact na talagang pinupush sila or naglalapag sila ng pressure sa A side, they're led to think na, and to assume na sila pupunta sa B side.
Ay, masakit
so,
talaga,
parang, nag-assume sila, pero hindi sila nabigo. Maganda yung naging outcome para sa kanila. And this time around is, mukhang balik na naman ata yung nangyayari. But still, too early to say. But meron na napitas dito on the side of Oasis, and that is just their duelist, respectively. And we're still waiting kung ano ang next step dito ni Carti because they can never be ever so comfortable, lalong-lalo na sa kanilang status ngayon na kung saan meron pa silang mga habulin dito or rather, may mga kakainin pa silang bigas.
I do like what Carti Esports are doing here though kasi they leave Yux to make a more proactive position dun sa B main. You take off that operator from Georgie which now is showing signs of struggle. Laban dito sa lurk nila, Yux again. He is getting these free frags dito sa mga laban niya against both B main at saka A short. This opens opportunity dito for Carti as he pushes on. Tap gets the headshot. Javi 8K will only get that one frag on the other side of the map. It does not matter though as Oasis Gaming on A main does not feel any struggle and it's all on Yux. He was the star of the previous round. But now, he has to make things work. 1v1 laban kay Marky na hawak-hawak ang Odin all the way from A. Kailangan niya labanan doon sa may B site itself.
Pang bardagulan talaga tong si Emeno. Like, anong pakialam ko na nasa qualifiers tayo ng Predator League ngayon? If the Odin works, I'll stick to the Odin itself. Patatama pa ang Hunter's Fury niya dito kay Yux. Nananahimik si Yux sa isang tabi. Gusto niya lang naman mag-plant ng spike, pero ayaw ibigay ni M.
Natatawa na lang si Marky. Legit talagang spinarilang niya yung A main. Papunta doon sa may A site itself.
Saktong-sakto pa sa katawan niya, no? Sa hitbox niya.
Sa kung saan nagtipi yung Omen. Legit. Tapos ngayon, talagang guessing game lang para kay Marky at this point since hindi safe mag-plant doon sa default. Talagang hinahanap niya yung bawat sikot. He had two choices. Doon sa may pinakagilid over at that B site or doon sa mismo kung saan siya nag-hit kanina. Nag-workout yung latter at dito magkakaroon ng 6th round win ng Oasis off the back of Marky and his Odin shot plus the Hunter's Fury yet again. Yux though, a good force towards Kalies that will prove really good on the side of Carti Esports. Pero ang kailangan nila labanan ngayon ay ang parehong Killjoy Lockdown na nilabas ni Javi 8 ni Yux. Si Kale ba mag-hit ba gamit ng kanyang nade? Is this enough para ma-secure? Mukhang hindi pa.
Anyways though, we're just waiting for them to actually enter. Pero kanina, did you see or did you guys see yung ginawa nilang dart and knife lineup ng KO and Soba here beside of Oasis, and mukhang merong nag-spray ng Odin dito sa mid top natin. That's just perfect because Gabo is already really critically low in terms of health, and that's already an advantage for them kasi they prohibited them from using any util, and ngayon is medyo nag-hesitate sila pagpasok, pero ngayon ay nagawa na nila yon, but they'll be suffering because that just means that medyo mababa na yung lifeline dito with Carti in terms of numbers and as well as yung kanilang mga buhay itself. But now we're waiting them for go here dito sa A site, and we're waiting for them to actually push forward up or retake. Pero ngayon mukhang nagkakaalaman na kung nasaan sila naglalagay. Meron pang isa sa head, hindi pa nila alam. Nakakita na, pero si C yata ang lumalamang. And that's going to be an advantage here for the side of Carti. And yes, pop-up lang na naman muli si Yux dito.
At si Yux yung mismong nagsimula agad para sa Carti Esports at yung isang naging disruption para dito sa Oasis Gaming. Pakatapos gamitin yung Killjoy Lockdown, they were convinced na doon magpupush sa B main ang mga players ng Carti Esports. Pero si Jasso ang mismong nag-lurk all the way from A. At siya yung nagbigay ng call na walang tao at all the way towards site. A clean post plant to sweep things up para dito sa Oasis Gaming at this point in time. And I do like to think that the Odin is not the star of the show, diba? Hindi siya yung parang laging mag-one tap, hindi siya maganda from long range. Siya yung magiging disruption para sa
mental siya eh.
Tama, parang pang disturb lang in the force.
Pang-gulo, pang-inis.
Oo, pang-ingay lang.
Langaw vibes,
tama, panapak lang.
Para lang ma-irita yung kalabo mo na, ano ba naman itong ginagawa nito?
Pang-tilt.
Hindi ka na makafocus dahil sa mga pinaggagawa niya. Pero still, they managed to shut him down finally. After how many rounds? 4? 3? Diba?
3. Mga 3 rounds yung hawak yung Odin na yun. And the Odin didn't really do that much
Alala mo, M!
into the retake scenario nga naman. Marky though, I do believe that he still has the rifle in towards the place. Yux has located an open window doon sa short, but does not know na nandun pa rin yung mga Killjoy gadgets. Mukhang nasira pa nga ang Killjoy turret natin. They're also really cautious dun sa ating heaven position since medyo late yung pag-hold agad dito ng duelist ng Oasis Gaming. Pero sa e-shirt pa rin manggagaling si Tap-Tap at kailangang matapon agad ang defense ng Oasis Gaming. A really good smoke also covers yung position ni Draxi as Gabo and Tap-Tap have opened up the side. Kalies also towards the smoke as Yux will probably fall down, almost getting the transfer to Kalies. And it's all on the eyes dito kay Marky. Does not have the Odin, doesn't have the ultimate. Walang util except for that recon dart. Just so, holding the same angle over at Heaven. He is trying to be cautious. Doon sa pag-push, it is one from Marky. But just so will capitalize 3-6 as Carti Esports are trailing behind.
Hindi na masama actually, no? I mean, M is there. Actually, okay na sana yung kanyang position. It's just that hindi niya masyado na-segregate ito na maayos. Maganda sana the moment na napitas niya itong si Gaboy, back out na siya since there's still a lot of time. But on the bright side, that means good for the side of Carti Esports because that just means na kahit papano is nagkakabangon na muli sila. And this time, it is going to be an eco round for the side of Oasis Esports, which definitely means na mukhang medyo mahihirapan sila dito. But we can never, ever say too much. We cannot underestimate as well dito yung mga guns na meron sila ngayon. So let's just wait and see.
Building economy, building more guns dito, and just making sure that they get the streak that they need to para masuportahan agad yung mga gun plays natin over at Carti Esports. They have a really good cross doon sa ating A short. Just after Georgie gives up the angle since wala siya yung pinakamagandang rifle dito, panlaban dun sa mid-bottom push. Okay, yes, sole responsibility ang pag-hold ng A-short position natin. Kaso nilabas ang fragment. At the worst timing, nakita na agad natin ang epekto ng Valorant timing sa Predator League qualifiers pa lang. If I was Kalies, I would shiver. Oh my God.
What just happened? Why did I do that? Gumalaw yung aking kamay. Hindi ko alam kung sinong kumontrol, kung ano man nangyari. Pero may bumulong. May bumulong, may nag-guide. Diba? Pero we're still waiting for Carti. Ano ang kanilang magiging next step? Because the moment na mapitas na yun, there is actually fast rotations possible na nangyayari dito ngayon. The one nasa boathouse natin, kailangan nila mag-ingat. Pero siya, sabi, nako, sinipiyam lang naman. And we are seeing their conjunction with each other. Dalawa na sila nag-execute dito sa both side natin. Walang problema sa kanila. But now, we have a couple more people here. Maganda ang paranoia. Pagkalapag nito, tamang-tama talaga. Pero ngayon, sana naman iwan dito si Kael na lang. Nako, Kael. Tamang plans lang dito. Tapos subukan niya kung tatama. Yun nga lang. Walang pakialam. Ito, despite of both the blinds connecting into each other, saktong-sakto pa rin sa bungo.
The advantage kasi nung blinded nung si Kyle, kita niya kung sino o kung nasaan yung blinded niyang kasama kasi highlighted yung kung nasaan yung blind effect. Yung visual effect kung sino yung na-blind. Galing pa lang dun sa ating flashpoint, I believe, or the flash out from the KO. Compared to how you would see somebody gamit dun sa paranoia, kailangan malapit ka, but Draxi wasn't in the optimal position. He didn't know where to look anymore since na-flash na nga din siya ni Kael. Sayang na sayang though, yung naging play nito si Marky kasi even though he was blinded by the paranoia, he was inside the smoke after ginamit yung recon dart. So the paranoia was absolutely useless, I would say.
Actually, natawa din. Nakita mo ba yung yung player cam?
Hindi.
Hindi ko alam kung kumakaldag siya o chini-cheer niya lang yun.
Ganun ba yan?
Sayang guys, wala yung cam. Hindi nyo nakita si Dobson kumaldag, no? Hindi nyo nakita si Rawon. But yes, mukhang hype na hype tong si Carti, to the point na nag-force ng timeout ito kay Oasis. So this is going to be really interesting kasi parang may pakulo na naman yun, guys.
Yeah.
Matik.
Dapat lang.
Imposibleng wala.
Yeah. Si Robotics pa ba yung naging coach dito sa Oasis? Just to point out. You know, remember those days when Fluffy O2 was in one of the coaching roles for Oasis Gaming? Parang
actually, limit check para sure.
Yeah, si Fluffy at si Robotics by that time, that was like one of the best rosters or the best iterations of Oasis Gaming that I've seen. Robotics still has coach, yeah, really good. Para sa Oasis Gaming, one of the more experienced veterans dito sa scene natin. And I don't know if Shane called. I believe it was Kalias who called yung timeout natin just to provide that much support sa side ng Oasis Gaming. Just to cool things off since Carti Esports lumalaban na agad sa 4th round win nila dito. Kalias clearing agad yung bridge door natin pero Gabo is trying to make a little bit more of that passive aggressive approach dito just making sure na kung magpupush nga tayo ng from mid link, edi meron tayo dito nga magiging recon dart. Pwede kita supportahan dito kung pupush ka nga doon top, pero hindi lang sila papakita, nagka-cut noise pa nga sila, hindi sila nabaril, hindi sila gumagawa ng kahit ano. Parang nag-iisip pa nga sila kung saan sila mag-order.
I feel like medyo nakaramdam sila na there is a high possibility na na kung sakali man na mag-opt sila for mid-control, mukhang merong masamang pangitain na mangyayari for the side of Carti. Kaya they're just playing it safe by switching over dito sa mga sites natin na meron ngayon.
Kaso, tinan mo to, wala silang heaven control dito. So kapag natalo yung A-short, wala silang magagawa na retake.
Doon. And they are too far. Nasa 3 lang silang lahat. And it is going to be pretty difficult for them to go to the garden and back to heaven. kung sakali. At yun na nga talaga ang nangyayari ngayon. And they're unaware though na nandoon pa ang ating KO. But they are in control of this site. And this is going to be pretty difficult para sa Oasis na pala ganito. Hopefully, meron silang mga mapitas, sumasegregate, pero everyone is occupying every single position na meron dito, and mukhang hindi sila magkakaroon ng problema, lalong-lalo na magkakalapit sila sa isa't isa. Pero si M, si Marky, minapitas pa. Si Tap Tap, mawawala siyang mapapastop dito. At ngayon, dalawa na lang ang naiwan na naman muli sa Oasis at mukhang mag-force sila na mag-save.
I mean, I have to agree with that decision dito no? Right, kahit nung tatlo pa lang sila sa Oasis Gaming, I would have caused for a save dito just to secure minimal amounts of damage on my economy dito. I wouldn't want Oasis Gaming to be poor if I was one of their players, diba? Party Esports, good shot dito. And again, they already punished na agad yung naging positions ng Oasis as they were fully securing yung A-short position natin and only leaving itong si Georgie to be the only defense over towards A-short na hinahawak pa rin ng iba yung ating mid. Kapag doon nga sila nag-push pero hindi. That's a 5-man stack from Carti Esports towards that A-side aggression. At kung ako yung Carti at nalaman ko na wala lang heaven, hindi na ako magsasmoke doon. As in, I'm gonna keep one of my smoke sana if they had like an opportunity to play it on the post-mat dito. But Oasis Gaming definitely have to make sure that they talk things through pagkatapos ng round na yun. Carti Esports trailing behind, just one round left. Ito yung gusto ko sa bracket natin ngayon eh. Napakalapit na mga laban natin ngayon compared to the usual qualifiers.
Napakalapit, and you can see who is one step ahead dun sa opponent nila. And I feel like that's really spicy, di ba? Parang pag ginawa kaming
parang sizzling sisig.
Yeah, sizzling sisig moments. Tamang-tama na sa Pampanga sila ngayon. But yeah, we're seeing din kasi, kumbaga kanina, wala silang no choice dito for the side of Oasis. Like, you know what? Sige, nandito na rin tayo sa position natin ngayon. Palagan na lang natin. Ayun nga lang, hindi nag-work out. Sadly. But at least they did what they can. Saktong lineup lang dito, pero wala namang naroon. But that would be really, really useful in specific situations though. But sadly, hindi nila yun na-utilize ngayon. But you're just going for the slow play na naman muli for the side of Carti, and instead of hovering over sa sites na meron dito kanina, tulad na ginawa nila, is nasa mid sila dito, lalim na nila, pizza area, and mukhang madedetect sila dito ng sentry, actually. Pero, doable.
Sobra. They're gonna overwhelm them dun sa ating backside. They had no time and no chance para ma-overwhelm yung player doon sa may B-main. Kaya dapat i-defend na lang ang boat house. Marky not hitting anybody doon sa kanyang Hunter's Fury. Tap getting two. Dismantle ang defense doon sa backside at agad nalagyan ng Carti Esports ang pangalan nila sa side natin.
I really like the adjustments that we're having here for the side of Carti Esports. Pero before that, we are seeing here that Tap is just popping off. Si Draxi lumalaban pa rin. Still fighting as much as possible or as much as he can. Pero ngayon, mukhang he is gonna be on the hunt just in a bit. Lalong-lalo na before the fight goes kaboom. But before we even see that, is pinangunahan na agad ni Haso? Jaso? Hindi natin sure. Pero yun na.
Haso.
Diba ni Haso? Diba? But yun, I just want...
Mali mo, it's short for Jaso. Derulo.
Jaso Derulo?
Mali mo, di ba? Maybe he's a fan. But
pero gusto kong i-point out dito ang ganda ng adjustments nila doon. Nakita mo yung pag-push nila doon sa both side natin. Kung kanina, they're just executing on their own. Ngayon, meron na sila laging kadikit.
That's the benefit of having a split push na may kasama ka doon sa may B-main at parang okay na yung switch nyo eh. Okay na yung kung kailan kayo nag-pull and trigger. Sabay nag-push tong si Yux all the way towards B-main habang itong si Tap kinol na agad yung support galing kay Kel para meron silang support doon sa may market position. They cleared every corner na maayos. Walang aggression agad doon sa ating log. Nobody to intercept them from taking the angles anyway, so they had a sailing time. However, for Georgie, I wouldn't say the same. Kael, really good shots over. Gandang crouch moment from the right click. Really good usage of the classic as well. However, that gives Oasis yung site plant natin. And again, no heaven control, pero they have a lot of time to reconsider.
Ayun nga lang, mukhang may binabalak sila dito from the flank. Tatlo sila. Dahil pa nilang util, di pa nila nagagamit. So this is going to be surprising for the side of Oasis kung sakali man na hindi nila i-anticipate peto. Pero yun nga lang, mukhang narinig na ata yung pag-dash ni Tap. Ngayon na nga binatupan ng blind dito. Pero yun nga lang din, makikita natin, di nila alam na si Sabi nasa wine. Mukhang ngayon na nga, tatapatan sila sa likod. Oh no! Ayun na nga, tatama sila dito. Saktong-sakto is just about Oasis winning that round.
Ganda recovery eh. Parang dito sa Oasis Gaming, they lost yung ng Jet, pero the patience paying off for Javi 8K, using him as a distraction, using the front line doon sa A side as the front distraction. Meron pa tayong cutter na si Javi 8K towards that wine position. He's not clear kasi they were convinced na lahat sila nandoon sa may A side. He's just happy. This is good para sa Oasis. A good sign of their mental. They're having fun. Dito sa qualifiers pa lang natin, they're up against a really tough opponent in Carti Esports, which we were talking about as the underdog, but they had their number all throughout doon sa ating first half. Mas lalo na nung nagtagal. Pero ngayon, now that they are able to get their first round doon sa pistol round natin, it's a good sign for their mental and a really good sign na baka mag-recover sila even though Carti has had a lot of their attacking runs dito. Pero for Oasis, it is a time for them to adjust since sila nila agad na meron ditong tatlong setup over towards that B site. Parang na-fake pa nga ng Killjoy eh. Kasi kita mo, naglagay sila dito ng Killjoy bot at akala nila nandun pa rin yung Killjoy. Pero, nandun sila lahat sa may B site. They're all convinced na baka Killjoy lang ang kalaban nila. Pero mas gusto nila labanan yung mas lalong madaming people dun sa A. Pero walang tao, as in! Walang tao!
Hindi na nila kailangan kumatok, pumasok na lang sila ng diretso dito at wala rin naman nga kasing tao ngayon. Uuwi pa lang sila dito galing SM. Not sponsored by the way, pero alam mo yun, may ginawa sila dito, nag-ayos na ng dokumento, bumili sila ng mga kailangan nila na grocery. Pero yun nga lang din, hindi nila aware, meron ng mga pasok bagay, yung mga sugod bahay dito, and that is Oasis themselves. But we're seeing here, hindi ko connecta yung mga shots na yun from Georgie. That is so unfortunate for him. But Gabo will be able to secure him, so that is going to be good for the side of Carti Esports. Ibig sabihin, it will be brighter or more possible for them to offer a retake. But yung guns nila dito, mukhang hirap pa din. Yun nga, maganda rin yung nagiging wall nila dito. Yun nga lang, Kelly S will be able to secure a couple already. Isa-isa sila napapatubain before we even know it. Carti is nowhere to be found.
Alam mo yung parang pumasok ka sa trabaho, tapos yung guard mismo nagsabi sa'yo na linggo na. Walang pasok.
Wala. Atras sila agad.
Kaya nga eh.
Nahuli agad ng mga may-ari nung site.
Yeah, and they caught Oasis in a site where nobody was there, but that also gives a lot of coverage for them since they can still play for the full retake despite like that first opening pick dito kay Georgie, losing yung Phantom but giving it to Kalias, who is also one of the top-rated players on VCT history natin dito. No? Just a really good recovery, plus they still had aiming control. Means that they need to clear every single corner, not only from A side, but also in towards a smoke, in towards a main. A lot of things to consider dito, especially on that second round for Oasis. Yux losing the fight, almost losing his head. 35 HP para sa young player on Carti. But Oasis Gaming, that was just a bait. They already considered the possibility of taking yung mid-bottom natin. And Carti are not even keen on taking that since ayaw nilang mawala yung guns nila early on.
Pero ngayon, they're just waiting for the right time to strike here para sa side ng Oasis. And yes, from the statistics, it says na they're more keen in terms of the defending. And ngayon, medyo nahihirapan sila dito in terms of attacking. But we are about to see kung meron nga ba silang may papalag dito. Never mind, mukhang medyo mahihirapan sila. Top, pinangunahan na ang fragging dito on their side. And you'll be able to secure one of the Oasis members here as well. Sabi mo kung meron siyang mapipitas in attempt to offer and trade, pero tumatakbo yung oras natin dito. 30 segundo na lang ang naiiwan dito, kaya kailangan talaga nilang mag-decide ng mabilis at makapag-set up ng maganda. Dahil kung hindi, is mukhang mapapatumba sila ni Top tsaka ni Kapel.
Ako po, ngayon pa lang papasok ang Oasis. And this is the perfect time to move kasi hindi pa napasok si Yux at ngayon pa lang siya lalabas. Patay agad si Marky. Tap following through. Combining para sa Carti Esports. Oasis Gaming trying to come back, but Kyle shuts the door down and it's all on Kelly S. 5 seconds. However, time is not on his side. The death bell has rung para sa Oasis Gaming ang Carti Esports with their really stellar defense. It started again with committing yung defense nila over at B. They didn't have any proactive positions over at market. Hindi din sila nag-risk na kunin yung space doon sa B main. Talagang reliant sila doon sa B site defense. And also worked out since yung timing ni Yux talagang hanap niya agad kung nasaan ang initiator ng Oasis. Hindi tuloy siya nakakuha ng frag doon sa CT. Hindi sila nakasecure ng space over at that area either. And as long as Tap is still alive over at that default box, Georgie had no way in, nor ever he has any way out.
Solid. out of this world. Pero we are gonna see na dito sa mga members natin sa of Oasis kung ano ang magiging iba sa kanilang mga galaw. Kasi kanina pa sila matagal in terms of pacing sa mga rounds natin kung paano sila mag-a-attack. And before we even know it, pag nag-decide sila na mag-attack na is meron ng bawas sa kanila.
Daming red light.
Yeah. Parang meron, lagi silang natitisod, kumbaga sa marathon, di ba?
Yeah.
But iintay nang uli natin sila dito na makapag-execute sa A-site natin, which is maganda naman ang kanilang positioning ngayon. May control tayo sa ating mid-area kung sakali naman merong magbalak na pumita sa kanila. And occupied na ng ating entry area. It's just the, the standard na pag-commit sa A na tactic natin dito in terms of positioning. And ngayon na nga, kung sinimula na ang paglatag ng ating mga utilities, fragments gonna be placed there as well as our flash. And mukhang mahihirapan sila dito na palaghan. Ito, si Kael has nowhere to go. He will be able to see. Ilan na ang mga kanyang sa harapan. And before we even know, there's already a series of casualties dito sa side ng Carti Esports. At hanggang sa dalawa na lang ang maiiwan. Tap-tap siya ka. Si Georgie, si Gabo na lang ang maiiwan dito for the side of Steve. But we still have some time left. Hindi ko lang alam kung isusugal nila ito o magsisave na lang sila.
I think considering that the amount of rounds that they've lost or won dito, gives them a good amount of time. Considerable, pero it is not the best scenario for them dito. Kalies and Georgie will take the last two para sa Oasis. All good in the hood despite one of the couple of rounds dito para sa Carti Esports having their number ngayon na mabibreak agad yung momentum shift sana na kukunin ng Carti Esports because of a really strong attack from Oasis Gaming. I do like seeing Marky at the top of the scoreboard. Remember those days from Oasis where Marky was the star duelist? Now, he's fracking like one. But he has a lot more tools para supportahan yung team niya. And not only that, the amount of kills that he's had has always net him to get so many ult orbs na lagi siyang may Hunter's Fury. Ngayon, si Draxi ang mag-aggressive push kasama agad ni Kalies para makuha yung A main site. Kaso, hindi pa nila i-consider na kukunin agad yung A site itself since wala sa kanila yung duelist. They can't hard entry as fast as they can if they had Georgie. But they're also considering that since they have a main control, they can try to have everybody from Carti rotate back over towards A. Hayaan na lang ang mid na maging open. Dalian na lang ang pag-rotate nila all the way towards the other side of the map. Tap that, go for the long-range gunfight, but Marky almost by the skin of his teeth will net him the shot. But not yet the frag and still tap. Nako, pumasok pa nga at yan pa nga ang napatay niya. Si Marky nawala at yun ang kanyang 9th death. However, for Oasis, they get themselves a beacon of hope. The B site is open, but they don't know that.
He pushed at the best time possible na hindi nila yon ine-expect. So that is already a good trade on their end. Yun nga, is a 4v4 and we are still aware of the advantage in terms of guns for the side of Oasis. Pero mukhang nandito na sila ngayon sa A-site natin. Lukunan has already been commenced.
Wow.
And mukhang may kumulekta pa na fragment dito kay Tap-Tap at wala siyang magagawa doon kundi tanggapin na lang. But they are already here in the A-site natin just setting up kung ano ang kanilang mga positioning, and we are seeing that Savvy is here at the main area kung saan hindi siya i-expect dito pero ngayon may nakita na siya. Dalawa ang kanyang makakatapat dito pero may pipitas siya at kailangan mag-ingat pa dito ng Carti Esports pero ano nga bang mawawala sa kanila? Kailangan na nilang pumalag now na, and now it is going to be their last remaining survivor here na si Yux. Anong nga ba pang tatapat niya dito?
Wala, classic lang. Tapos hindi pa nga niya nalabas yung mga kaibigan niya. Yung pet niyang turret, yung kaibigan niyang alarm bot. At saka yung dalawa niyang potatoes na kakainin niya sana kasama ng pets niya. Pero hindi siya naglabas kahit ano. Wala siyang pambili ng kahit ano pang baril. Matay na lang siya.
Hello,
Laban
goodbye
kay
na lang.
Elias. Hello and goodbye na lang. Yan yung kanyang star appearance dun sa round na yun. Pero, something to consider since that was their eco round anyway. That was just a bonus round.
Pagtipid na rin ng util. Like, inisip nga rin siguro, ano pa bang sense kung ilalapag ko to?
Kung mamamatay
sayang
lang
din
din ako.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Ilang credits din niya? Like 250, 150, di ba? So,
Ako, hindi ko nakikita eh.
ayun, ako mga nasa ganun yun eh. But, yeah, naku, mukhang seryoso na yung mga players natin ngayon. Yan na yung mga time na, ano na eh, di ba? Anong level na ba yung taal ngayon? Parang ganun na eh. Parang nagbabaga na yung mga members natin dito. By the way, guys, keep safe and always wear your masks.
Alam mo, eto just to make sense of everything, kaming mga Batanggenyo, hindi namin tinitingnan sa Google kung ano yung alert level namin.
Ano lang?
Because of Tal.
Paano niya nalaman?
Tumitingin kami sa labas, as in.
Like literal, nakikita nyo?
Minsan smoggy. It was pretty smoggy when I left then. Pero it wasn't that serious naman. I hope everybody keeps safe. Kung taga Batangas ka or nasa Maynila ka, kung affected ka ng smog, sana kapag kailangan yung umalis, mag-mask kayo. Pero kung hindi naman kailangan, edi sa bahay na lang kayo at maglaro kayo ng Valorant.
Tama. O kaya panoorin nyo to.
Tama.
Diba? Ayun, tulad ng ginagawa nyo ngayon. Good behavior.
Tama.
Diba?
Correct
Habang you're
behavior.
chilling, you're cooking, reading whatsoever.
Or ba naglalaro ka sa LAN?
Kung naglalaro ka sa LAN ngayon at kasama mo sila, edi mas maganda.
Okay.
Diba?
Alam mo,
So,
just
tips and tricks for ranks.
very quickly lang kung bumalik tayo dun sa player cam ni Yux, parang kamukha niya si Invi.
Revealing area.
Kamukha ba?
Oo.
May resemblance pero di ko masabing super close. May resemblance lang.
Tinan mo lang, pagka bumalik tayo kay Yux Ay, si Georgie yan, hindi yan si Yux.
Hintayin natin naman.
Ah.
Ayan, sa CE na.
Okay.
Abangan natin. By the way, guys, yung Blazestorm nakalabas na. Wow! Kala mo nakaabang talaga sa player cam no?
Hindi sa action!
Hindi
Hindi
sa
natin
action.
pinapansin.
Sa player cam kami nakatingin.
Kaya, hindi natin papansin na nasa fridge ngayon si Georgie, as in. And this position alone gives him mid-control. Kasi pwede niyang labanan yung ating A-short push if ever na magpipeak nga agad yung dalawang importante na players from Carti. Kapag namatay yung smoker, kapag nalabanan niya yung may nakalaban, edi mawawala agad for the retake. Kapag nalabanan nila tong si Kael, wala silang magiging ultimate para panlaban doon sa retake mamaya against Oasis. They also will disable itong si Tap kapag nakuha nila yung A-main. Just like that, Kael has decided to use yung kanyang ultimate. However, that also sends everybody from Oasis Gaming to fight for the B site. Attackers are locked down as well. Picked up para dito kay Javi 8K, which also summons yung Hunter's Fury para sa players on Carti. It's another Hunter's Fury on the other side, and Georgie has opened up again. Not only yung B site, pero yung CT site as well. Pinush na agad yung back site. Si Gabo, walang magagawa. Nakapasok na agad ang lahat ng players ng Oasis except for Marky, who's also fighting his own battle doon sa mid lane. And it's another spike plant. Nalaban agad ng CE. Double kill for Kael. Javi 8K and Marky getting the frags that they need. It's all on tap, and he needs to stop this.
Yun nga lang, stop niya. But he's been able to secure a couple already. Pero hindi niya alam kung nasan si Marky ngayon. He's just trying to stick it in, defuse the spike, pero walang nasa both side. At nagyanan siya narinig dito na mga balang umuulan. Pero pinupush niya ito, tinutuloy niya ito. And yes, makaklash pa nga ni Taf. Yun! And that is pretty unfortunate here for the side of Oasis Gaming because all I'm thinking about is napakaganda ng pre-push preparations nila because they got a lot of information sa A site natin na okay, wala yung kill nila sa B, wala yung kill nila sa A. Malayo, malalim. So pwede tayo mag-push, mag-execute, and pwede natin sila i-overpower considering na there's just the Sova na nandoon sa B site mismo. And yes, nandun na sana. Kaya nang star of the show natin dito ngayon, si Taf, napastop niya yung mundo because of what he just did in that moment.
My God, isolating each pick, winning the 1v1 duels. Unfortunate sa coordination sana ng Oasis Gaming, pero napauna ang lahat ng picks na laban sa napakalakas na player on Carti Esports, Tap. Center of everything sa defense nila. However, Georgie is looking to stop the momentum from the defensive side. Shut down over from Jasso as Tap finally gets his operator and getting himself a kill dito kay Javi 8K. They get a 4 versus 4 and they don't have the precious ultimates that they need para makapag-retake sila. So laban na lang ang puhunan. Laban sa guns na lang dito. Georgie a second kill para masolidify yung defense nila of the spike plant.
This time though, there are 3 more people here sa side ng Carti Esports. Hinihintay lang natin sila ng push forward kung magagawa nila yun because every single one here from the side of Oasis Gaming is extending to the point na kayang-kaya nila or kinakayan-kaya na nila yung mga remaining members here for the side of Carti Esports. Yun nga lang nga, mukhang hindi na may-utilize yung operator. Hindi pa nila ito maitatabi para sa user nila nito. And that is just unfortunate here for the side of Carti. And that just means that they are going to be one step away for the side of Oasis. One step away for reaching the match point.
Yeah, and again, they try to, I'd say, pedal back on the amount of, the timings that they can use. They were playing really slow on a couple of rounds at ngayon. They wanted to alternate. This time, they pushed their buttons ng ganong kabilis lamang. They upped their gear. At agad-agad nakapasok ng si Georgie to get the opening frag dito. Sa mga anchors, getting themselves a really good secure over A short as well. just to deny another round sana for Carti Esports, especially with them not having a Killjoy ultimate, as well as yung Hunter's Fury, napapang-deny sana nila ng plant, but one of the previous rounds was just so unfortunate. Sobrang rich, sobrang expensive. Papasok pa rin itong si Jordy to get the wallbang headshot kay Kael. They had no choice but to push since naka-eco lang din sila dito. And if they just let Oasis get everything from them, then they have no choice but to give it up. Tap though! A surprising one-tap, cutting the head of Georgie. The beast is dead, but everybody else on Oasis, they have the better guns dito.
Ang lala naman nun. And yes, indeed, meron si mga better guns dito, pero nakita naman natin, parang sinimplan lang na, literal na, ni one tap dito. Ni tap-tap
One
from card, di ba? One tap! Tap-tap, di ba? But, we're just waiting for them to, for B-side, because yun na nga ata ang kanilang binabalak gawin. But, they have to be careful because everyone's here just waiting. Kasi crossfire position pa tong si Jace at saka si Tap-Tap. And kung sakali man, ako, mukhang magiging hirap daw para sa kanila. Pero yung line natin, hindi ko connecta. Yun nga lang, sila alam natin sa isang corner pero wala siyang mapipitas dito. And everyone from the side of Carti Esports meets their demise until Yux is the only one remaining here with 42 HP left. Yes, meron siyang Vandal. Hindi natin sure kung isi-save niya ito o papalagan niya pa rin. Yun nga lang, hindi niya ina-expect na nandun pala siya. Jaxie's gonna be there and as well as Marky. And that is going to be the match points, everyone.
Yeah, Oasis Gaming. Not starting where they need to go on, pero they still recover, especially on one of the later stages dito sa attacking
Download
rounds natin.
moments.
Talagang download moments, kumbaga. Diba? And not only playing around the tempo din of Carti Esports, diba? Hindi naman sila super aggressive on these points. They are actually pretty lenient on giving yung mga B-main push natin over at Market. Oasis Gaming then decide na i-take advantage ng lahat ng yun. And they take the slow play on one of the couple of rounds and then they switch the tempo up very quickly. Go for the fast rush. Galing dito kay Georgie, but tap, he pushes the tempo up. And that will decide yung magiging round na ito unless Oasis Gaming will do something about it. Early kills out for Carti Esports. Overwhelming yung B-site or B-main side natin. As long as Oasis Gaming still have their 3 cores, then they can still fight back, especially in a 3 versus 5 Gabo. All that he's doing is to provide info para sa team niya. Hindi niya kailangan labanan ang tatlo from Oasis since that's 1 versus 3 on the back of P Lobby. But for Oasis, it's all a matter of time, all a matter of taking their heads off one by one. As long as Carti Esports don't overpush, then that is definitely a beacon for them to win.
Makikita kaya nila ang beacon na ito because from what we're seeing right now, Oasis is just at the link. Iniintay lang nila kung meron silang mga mapipitas dito as much as possible because that just means that there will be more room for them to actually move. And ayaw naman nila na i-extend nila forward pero ngayon mukhang meron pa sila napipitas. So tatlo na talaga dito sa 3 area natin kasi tatlo na lang nag-iipo for the side of Carti Esports. And ngayon, A-site, they have the A-site all to themselves with the no command being commenced here as well. Mukhang wala nang mag-a-apekto dito. Wala nang papalag magko-contest sa A-site natin pero si Marky may mapipitas pa. Si Kael ang mawawala but niintay lang din natin dito kung hanggang saan aabot ang flank ni Gabo dahil mukhang expected na siya ni Marky dito. Tamang jiggle picking lang dito. Ang idol mo, dalawang soba, nagkakatalo. Tamang talon lang dito, jump pick lang, di ko connecta yung shock dart mo. Pero ngayon, yung recon dart, wala na magagawa yun. Pinapaulan lang ng mga utilities pero mukhang mamimit ni Gabo ang tatlo. Nako, na-trap siya sa Dernum, the triangle natin doon, Oasis.
It was never about the numbers, but it was always about the impact. Oasis Gaming have overcome the odds. A 3 versus 5 clutch for everybody on Oasis para makuha ang kanilang semifinals win. Congratulations! Makikita natin sila mamaya sa pinakaling best of 1. But if you consider that to be the benchmark for this day's qualifier, then what a match! Kasi talagang napaka-init ng pareho nating teams. Carti Esports,
close ng laban.
they had all of their best shots. Ang ganda din ng mga game plans sila. Hindi lang sila yung laging nag-a-aggress from B main, from mid, over and over again. They're actually a team that uses brains.
I mean, nakita naman Kailangan din natin yan, like, every single round, you can see the reasons ba't nila nilalapag yung util na yun, ba't sila pupunta sa position na yun, diba?
Ba't sila nagbibigay ng position na yun?
Yeah, actually, no, there are some specific baits na ginagawa rin dito by the side of Oasis, and I can see, or we can see, na Carti is trying to do the same, but it's just that Oasis is one step ahead of them. Kahit anong subukan nilang gawin dito, but it's still a really good fight kasi Carti Esports showed there's a glimmer of light na meron talaga silang laban eh. May potential sila na palagan tong si Oasis, and I hope na makikita natin sila for our future legs because not gonna lie, that's really a remarkable match.
Yep, remarkable.
Remarkable. One tap.
Yeah, one tap. You know, just to highlight lang para sa mga viewers natin kung sino yung naging impactful player natin for Oasis Gaming.
Marky.
Yeah, si Marky para sa Oasis Gaming, but I also have to give a lot of benefit, a lot of props din sa IGL natin na si Draxi as well as si Kalies, diba? I think he's the secondary voice of the team considering from experience then, and this has been a really good fight for Oasis Gaming considering how rocky that started para sa kanila, you know. On the attacking round, it was definitely as rocky as it gets for Carti Esports, but in the end, they held on to a 6-6. But in the end of things, Oasis Gaming will be running away with their semi-finals victory. That nets them yung ating final spot over dito sa qualifying stage natin, pero hinihintay na lamang nila kung sino yung susunod na kalaban dito. It will be the second semi-finals match mamaya. However, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our official sponsors for Predator League 2024, Predator Gaming, Intel, and Planet 9. Mapapanood nyo kami ngayon sa official Predator Gaming Facebook page, ours sa Twitch nga pala kung gusto nyo ma-catch ang lahat ng action dito sa Predator League 2023. Ako pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi, and we'll see you right back after this short break.
Defeated.
10 seconds left. Seconds left. Spike.
Nailed him. 3. My ultimate.
Spike down mid.
Down.
One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left. Player standing. Spike down B. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left. Clutch.
I bet you never seen a cannon. Pitiful.
3.
My ultimate.
That's done.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left.
Stay down. No more soba.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
No charges.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy kill.
No more to oppose us.
One enemy remaining.
Listed here. With our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts. The Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9 13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
Welcome back mga kaibigan. Nandito tayo sa third qualifier para sa Predator League 2023. Ako nga pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi para sa ating susunod na semifinals game of the day. Quality with a K, laban sa Action PH, ang pinakabagong iteration ng roster nila ever since the last time that we've seen them over at VCT.
Yes, and this is going to be really interesting kasi this just means na magkakaroon naman ng bagong build-up in terms of synergy and of course story ng kanilang magiging journey kung sakali man na sila ang papalarin na makapasok pa sa ating mga next phases and stages dito sa Predator League 2024.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same org na naman na we all know and love, who had the Cinderella story, the runs that we never expected them to pull out from, but definitely a new chapter para sa kanila ngayon na nasa loob na si Narpim para sa team na ito. We've already known him to be one of the more popular players dito sa scene natin, and now he's looking as focused and committed as ever para malagay ang kanyang pangalan sa history books ng local scene natin of Valorant. Kasama niya ngayon si Worship Sovano, si Second Love, at saka si Psycho. And I want to say, yung last name na yun is a very, very big name, I would say. Kasi siya yung isa sa mga naging consistent player sa iba pang mga tier 2 players or tier 2 teams natin. Na ngayon, siya naman nag-branch out siya with a lot of his former players already branching out away from him. And him focusing on his own para magkaroon siya ng sarili niyang growth into another new environment. And that environment, now heralding with the leadership of Narpim at saka si Worship. That's a very interesting mix kasi lalo na't meron sa young player na si Sovano who has a very bright future and a really, really hot heal for him.
Yeah, actually, I couldn't add more anything to that, no? Kasi
Sarap
parang it just, parang sinabi na lahat. But other than that din kasi, I am wondering kung ano yung magiging influence nila kasi in terms of what they had in the previews na mga laban nila from challengers with by its name lang is, medyo nagkakaroon ng mga, ano tawag dito? Like, natitisod sila sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the same time is napapacilitate naman or somewhat merong potential na mabuo talaga. But now that they have changed something up, malay mo, ito na pala yung kanilang magiging catalyst para magkaroon sila ng ultimate na synergy or magkaroon sila ng magandang direksyon patungo sa mga panalo na inaasam-asam nila dito. And hopefully is makita natin yun ngayon. And hopefully is makita rin natin yung bilis ng kanilang growth.
Yeah.
Yun ay kung makakapasok sila sa qualifiers ng araw ito. Dahil kung sino man ang manalo dito is, ang magiging katapat lang naman nila is si Oasis. And nakita naman natin kanina kung gaano katindi yung kanilang laban against their opponents na okay na sana, no, for CE, but is not entirely enough considering na still the experience diff, ika nga here on the end of Oasis.
Yeah, that's right. The same Oasis roster. Well, most of it, since apat silang bumalik from the previous iteration, nakita natin na nakapag-top 2 in the Philippines nga naman sa challengers natin. Just behind Naos Esports, who unfortunately...
Kryptonite ni Naos.
Oo, Kryptonite nga naman na
Yeah.
Naos. Pero unfortunately, natin nakita ang Naos in action today. Maybe in the next qualifier, makita natin ang Naos Esports now. Pero the focus is where we are right now. Quality versus Action PH para sa susunod nating semifinals, mga kaibigan. At dito makikita ang isa sa mga pinakaunang appearances ng roster na ito for Action PH. It is the Haven map. I think this is one of the first times that we're seeing Haven dito sa qualifier natin. I believe we've had the second or the third ngayon. If I'm not mistaken, sa iba pa nating mga qualifiers, we've only had one appearance of Haven each. At dito, para sa Action PH, it is a time for them to have the biggest first impression, kumbaga. Kasi ito yung pinakaunang beses na makikita natin si Worship, si Narpim in one same team. And now that they need to make that sure na makapasok sila, is they need to make sure that Quality is just going to be another opponent that they will need to topple. But since this is one of their first tournament appearances, they have to make sure that they win it against them.
Yeah, and at the same time, nakita naman na din natin dito that we are faced here by the side of Quality with the letter K na hindi natin pa sure masyado kung saan sila nagaling or like yung kanilang roots, what's their story, what do they have to offer, the info that we have. For me personally, wala akong, or hindi ako masyado familiar sa kanila. Ikaw ba? May kilala ka ba sa kanila?
Actually, si Abatek parang parang familiar na yung pangalan
Yeah,
niya.
actually, siya lang din.
I'm not talking about a Batman. Iba siya.
Yeah,
Si
si
Abatek,
Abatnik.
he's like I believe I watched one of his streams on Facebook. Talagang he used to be one of the players na is always willing to step up when needed. Kumbaga, diba? And he was always looking to make a splash. Unfortunately, not of recent times that we've seen a Batnek make any waves, pero ngayon is his biggest opportunity to topple one of the great teams natin dito. But that is a question nga, diba? How great will be this Action PH roster? Kasi we only know them for their individual players. Pero if you put them up together, are they gonna be greater than the sum of their parts? Or will this be a mess up in terms of like synergy, kumbaga?
Parang nag-build ka ng PC pero hindi mo sure kung yung
Oo
mga parts
nga
na
eh.
nilalapag mo is actually gonna
Single-
make a really good one, di ba?
Like single rank ba yung ano mo, yung
Yeah.
yung RAM mo, yung CPU tsaka yung GPU ba sanay na sanay sa each other, or are they compatible with each other?
Yeah. Actually, that's something that we have to find out as well. Pero I want to find out bakit second love yung name ni second love. But kaya, like, anong storya niyan? Like, second choice ba siya?
Oh,
Or
no.
meron siya ang namimili or nag-aano ng mga
Uh-huh.
choices niya?
Yeah.
Hindi natin sure. Pero, yeah, sometimes kasi I'm really curious din. Tinititigan ko rin yung mga pangalan nila. If I am not quite familiar sa kung anong meron sa kanila, tinititigan ko yung mga pangalan. Si Crescent Moon is just a really nice name, no? But, yeah, at the same time, I guess we're just gonna see, once again, this is a Haven map. Alam naman natin na, by design, Haven is the most balanced map that we have in Valorant right now. And at the same time, this is where, as much as we can say that having a balanced map is a good thing, there is also the problem na it all boils down to who
Yeah.
will overpower which one, di ba?
Yeah.
Kung sino yung nag-aggression, papacilitate ng dominance, whatsoever. And it's going to be pretty difficult to opt or snatch back your momentum if ever na umabot sa ganong punto.
Actually, bigyan ng history lesson. I just remembered kung saan ko nakita Second Love before. He is a duo with Psycho back when they were playing on Outplay Uprising beforehand. So he is coming back as not a new player, pero he is coming back as one of the players who want to make a splash again since he already has BCT experience. Naglaro siya under the name of Puggers noong split
Puggers.
1 of BCL, and then in split 2, nakuha siya ng SR Nakage, which, you know,
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it didn't really have like a big impact, kumbaga. They were almost one game away, I believe, papunta dun sa playoffs natin. Malapit na sana sila lumaban sa LAN, if I'm not mistaken. Kaya ngayon na siya magkakaroon ng comeback story dito sa Action PH natin, kasama si Psycho, na long-time companion niya noong Outplay Uprising days. Ito yung sinasabi ko about Psycho. He used to be one of the mainstays in Outplay Uprising, but now he has joined up, combined with Second Love, and now they take their services dito sa Action PH, wherein they are under the establishment of both Worship and Narpim's leadership dito. I just want to know kung tama ba yung nakikita natin, kasi Worship used to be a Soba player by trade, but now he's the one on the jet.
I mean, to be fair, nung nasa FEU Tech pa siya, nagko-compete pa siya for us sa
Yan ang
aming
gusto ko, collegiate.
organization.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, kasi Worship is part of our organization before, esports organization. And by the time is president ako, is naglalaro siya doon for Team Pendulum. And during that time, usually ang ginagawa niya is more on the initiator. But at the same time kasi, pretty similar to what we have seen with the Soba from Oasis kanina, no? Ganun siya ka-aggressive. So I feel like Jet fits him well. But at the same time din kasi, I'm quite curious kung paano niya gagamitin tong Jet. But by nature naman din kasi, Worship is such a really careful guy in terms of playing, no? Like, every single utility na lumalabas or yung ginagamit niya is talagang iniisip niya mabuti if this is really necessary or not. So, I think that's a good thing na nasa Jet siya ngayon. And if Sovano would be able to use that Sova much better, I mean, why not, diba? I mean, it's the same share naman, merong give and take na mangyayari sa kada isang team na meron din dito sa Valorant in terms of comfort and how you'll be able to improve with the synergy of one another.
Actually, kung nagtutuloy nga naman yung Worship Jet natin, then nagkapalit sila ng role ni Sovano. Sovano used to be the Jet player for a lot of his previous teams din eh.
Which means na it's nice kasi they can be flexible with whoever has the game or not, diba?
Yeah.
So whenever that everyone wants or anyone wants to step up para sa team nila, they can readily do so.
Yeah, definitely. That's like a really good thing to point out nga naman. Plus, meron din siyang previous synergy with Narpim since kasama din niya yun sa Adeliman. Kaya, you know, brothers in arms and now joining up dito sa Action PH. It's different flavors coming up into one mash-up dito sa laban natin for Action PH versus Quality with a K. Mukhang ipapush na nga natin yung cadence sa quality natin eh, no? Parang lagi na lang natin i-point out every single time. However, that is the best thing that we can come out dito sa information about them. And the only thing that we know, very, very small things about them, is that si Abatnek lang yung alam natin sa kanila, who is definitely playing a very more passive role dito sa ating players on Quality. We'll just figure out kung makakapag-make sila ng waves dito laban sa Action PH, who on Haven, one of the more difficult maps to read, especially since it is structured in a way na pwede kang maglaro of fix, pwede kang maglaro of map control. It's not one of those maps where you want to rush every single round. Talagang ang laban dito ay brains laban sa brawn.
Yep. And minsan, brute force, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi sometimes, even if that you overthink every single thing, focusing on what you have to do next, minsan, when you just go in or do your thing, sometimes yun pa yung nagiging pabor sa'yo eh.
Oo nga eh.
We have those
Yeah.
certain teams before, di ba?
Yeah.
So, if ever that's going to be the case, I mean, it's just already up to them what's going to be their place and whether it's gonna work or not. And
Yeah.
kung magiging familiar ba ito and alam nung opposition nila kung paano yun haharapan ko,
Yeah.
hindi. But, yeah, it's really awesome. It's
Diba?
really good thing to point
Yeah.
out.
Okay, well, if you remember the team comps from everybody, diba? It's a mirror matchup, and if I remember correctly, that is a Jet. The only duelist that I've seen doon sa matchup na yun, and then a double initiator comp. It is a Sova tsaka Breach, right? They don't have a Phoenix. They don't have a Fade. And the only flash that they have are both yung Breach at tsaka yung
Yeah.
Omen, diba? On their initiator at tsaka controller role respectively. So, by theory, pwede ka maglagay ng A-long smoke at hindi siya mapapunish ng kahit sino. The only way that you can flash outside of that is if you invest your Omen on A-long and if you put your Breach on the same A-long position then. Pero yung masama doon is you don't have the Breach in the position to concuss yung buong A-short extremity at hindi din
Yeah.
makakasmoke na mabilis yung Omen if ever nagagaling sila doon sa garage at saka sa C. So, it is not an optimal position kung lalaban nila ng A-long smoke. And the only way that they can
For
play
both
off of
sides,
that
no?
is retake lamang.
It's very awkward, to be honest, to
Yeah.
have a breach and off for A side.
Diba?
But most likely, they're going to prioritize B or C side
Parang
more.
magkatabi nga sila eh. Doon sa
Yeah.
B at saka doon sa labas ng B. O doon sa may A-link at
Definitely.
saka ceiling.
Tsaka, I'm quite wondering then why they didn't use Phoenix as well. Kasi Phoenix is mostly the one of the agents that you would want to use in a Haven map as well.
Yeah.
Kasi it's
Pwede.
close quarter combat eh. And
Yeah.
as much as possible, you want to have a really fast popping blind as much as possible, but at the current time, yes, they have reached to compensate that. And I guess reasonable din naman kasi to the point na yes, you want to have what do you call this, ground control, you
Kaya
have
nga.
the concuss, you
Oo.
have the ultimate
May pang-retake
as
ka.
well. May pang-retake ka. Lahat
Yeah.
na, no? It's already up to you kung paano mo siya magagamit. And if kasama yun ng Sova, Breach and Sova, it's gonna be a really lethal combo. Lalong-lalo na sa oras na mahanap ka, abay matik at sigurado na patay ka talaga.
Ay, talagang malalaman. Dito pa lang sa ating pangalawang semifinals matchup. It is one of the first iterations of Action PH for 2023. Kung makikita natin if Worship and Norprim's partnership will bear fruit dito pa lang sa ating attacking side. Bit of a pause para para malaman kung squeaky clean ang lahat ng mga PCs natin, just to make sure that everything is in tip-top form, tip-top shape. It is interesting to see a very, very stacked up A site for quality. They don't want to play the retake scenario. They want to take the fight on A itself.
That's like that, parang ano na yun, no? Alam nyo guys, mag-i-A yan, sure ako. Diba? Ganun kalakas yung intuition nila, yung pakiramdam nila na mag-i-site yan, matik. And as much as possible, if we have the resources to do and offer an advanced pick-off para sa first round natin, bakit hindi natin kunin, diba?
Bakit? Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, 50-50 nga lang naman kung doon nga kayo magkikita sa A. If it doesn't work out, kung hindi sila magkikita, edi, retake na lang tayo. Kung sa garage sila maglalaban, kung sa C lang sila lalabas. If ever na magte-take sila ng risk, at least yung laban nila is 5 versus 4. Considerable amount of odds coming into the way of Action PH. But if you push their buttons to where they're not going to be expecting the fight, then that is where quality will strike. We will have yung first round natin without the tech pause, mga kaibigan. It is Action PH versus Quality with a K. Laban ngayon sa Haven map.
And by the way, you'll see it. Uy, ganda ng lineup. Nga lang walang madedetect dito sa A-side natin. Ang pakiramdaman dito, nag-aambaan lang, pero mukhang magpupush forward mga member natin dito for the side of quality with a K. Lahat sila dito, pupunta na sa garage area natin at wala silang kaalam-alam na meron ng nasa flank. Yun nga lang, daing util ng killjoy natin dyan, nakakalat, pero C-side, kanila na. For Action PH, naghahanap sila ng action dito, pero may mapipitas na kaagad si Abatnek dito galing sa garage, and that's going to be a good sign dito for the side of quality with a K. Nako, okay ata ang nangyayari para sa kanila, pero never mind because mukhang uma-action na ang Action PH dito. May napipitas na. It's already a 1v2 where si Narpin na lang ang matitira, and we will see kung possible nga ba para sa kanya na bumalag dito. May mapipitas ba siya? Mukhang wala na. Mukhang lamang pa rin dito si Zaza, and that's going to be 1 point na para sa kanila.
Tingnan mo kung gaano kabilis nakuha ng quality yung garage pagkatapos patayin ni Abatnek itong si Second Love, diba? That's when they're sure na walang magkakat na rotation nila, walang kailangang mai-push dun sa B, kasi alam nila na nag-iisa lang na lurker ay patay na. Lahat ng mga players over towards C already invested over para makuha ang C site plant for Action PH. And look at how fast they were at trying to take or manage the space that was given to them by Action PH after nilang mapatay yung nasa garage. Ay talagang na-convert na agad through. Psycho, only man to get the double, not able to get any more space on backside at all. Forced out by quality because of the fight over from garage after the post plant. Kaya ngayon, need to convert the second round. Kailangan hindi sila mag-overpush katulad ng kanina. Kung kanina nag-workout siya, maka sa second time hindi na mangyari. Ito yung omen smoke na sinasabi ko kanina. Kaso, mukhang na-deny pa nga tong si Marpim. Because Lloyd Dream, he had the perfect ability to tailwind out of that smoke para makuha lang yung nag-iisang patay nang walang punishment from Action PH.
And that is actually a good way to facilitate na yes, you have the edge in here. Pero at the same time, mukhang medyo magiging risky dito pa sa kanila. Parang sila atras, pero hindi na nga nila kakailanganin yun dahil lahat ng mga member natin dito sa side of Action PHA na tenga sa specific area na yun at mukhang madadagdagan pa pero si Psycho makakaisa. Tingnan natin kung kaya niyang i-clutch ito with a 1v3, lalong-lalo na ang spike ay wala sa kanya. And now, we're seeing kung kokonekta nga ba ang Rico start niya dito. Mukhang hindi na because Zaza na naman muli ang tatapos sa kanya. Kanina pa tong si Zaza. Always the last people standing ang pinupunterian niya.
You know, I think yung quality, they have a really good sense of timing eh, no? Kung kanina dun sa pistol round, the Batnek getting yung impact kill dito. Una sa loob ng garage. And now, you get the same result dito. Talagang given na better guns na itong si Crescent Moon, but the presence of mind to clear out itong si Psycho all the way through B after mapatay yung mga comrades niya. Really good timing dito for the side of quality to get the first 2 rounds and not that much damage on their economy since dalawa lang naman namatay. Back to back again towards the A side we go. Lloyd Dream back on safety. Lalo na't nag-force out na ng util ang parehong Action PH at quality. Psycho granted na agad yung space. Lalabanan yung nakashede pero hindi niya alam na nandun din si Lloyd Dream. Bring down Narpim. The leader is down for the count as Worship trying to fight back. A-Short is a battlefield. Everybody's fighting for the space. Kaso everyone from Action PH are hesitating to take the space as quality push them out. They even leave the Vandals on the way towards a lobby.
Still the same thing, everyone's falling apart then at that instant because all we are seeing right now are the remaining 2 members here from our attackers. Si Psycho na lang at pati yung kasama niya na si Jet, pero ngayon they might opt for our A side. We are about to see if there is a possibility for them to still win this one. Not gonna lie, it is going to be a really good advantage on their end. Lalong-lalo na, nalow na rin pala si Zaza in terms of health. Ngayon, nagkakitaan ng dalawa, so Bano will be able to secure him out. 1v2 na, and there's still a lot of time for them to actually wait and see kung ano nga bang kailangan nilang gawin. But I don't see the reason kung bakit pa nila ito papatagalin pa. Okay, magagaling dito sa likuran, and that's going to be Lloyd Dream. Ano nga ba nga gawin dito ni Lloyd Dream? Tamang secure lang ng kanyang gun. Pero wala na siyang utilities na pwede magamit dito para sana masegregate ang dalawang ito. Kaya kailangan niya talaga mag-ingat ng matindi.
Timing!
Mukhang meron na kasi na nakita dito si Psycho. Nako, madadakbisan kalahati na lang or almost kalahati lang ang buhay niya. Pero mukhang hindi siya dito magpapa-apekto because that's going to be a kill on his end.
Huge sigh of relief, not just from Psycho dun sa player cam na, pero pati na rin sa Action PH. Really groggy to the start doon sa A short push since, again, the same push that they did dun sa first pistol round. However, it was heavy contact that got them the opening advantage. Ngayon na nakuha nila yung A lobby control. APH still had time on their side. Kaya kung makuha na lang nila yung spike, they can play this in two ways. Pwede sila mag-rotate pabalik dun sa C, mag-cut boys lang sila at hayaan na i-isolate na lang yung pick. Lucky lang sila na naiwan lang yung Omen doon sa A on a very wide angle. So Sovano taking advantage, and again, they can play off of that. Sovano, or actually Second Love, feel that first fight, napatay agad again yung Omen, a huge pick, laban dito sa quality. And again, Warship will play off, combined with a second frag para sa Action PH. They forced off a very aggressive seaside plant, and they forced out quality to play their hand dito.
Naka-bish pala siya, no? Iba yung nakita natin kanina. But anyways,
Joke lang daw.
Sinam, may nata siyang nakuha doon, which is definitely nice because this just means that they are in control. And on the other hand, kung mahihirapan si quality dito, mukhang hindi sila makapag-quality check kung ano kailangan nilang gawin dahil before we even know it and do it, it is going to be a flawless round here for the side of Action BH. And this just means that it is already an equalized fight here. Parang kanina lang, the first 3 rounds natin, parang non-existent yung B and C site dahil sa A site lang sila nagkakatagpo. But now, it is going to be quite different because everyone is just gonna hover here sa C site natin. Tamang let's go lang. Oy, tama. Fire on fire ba ata siya? Tuwan-tuwa. But now, it is going to be the 5th round and this is going to cause quality to offer a broken buy.
Broken buy also means that you have a much bigger chance kapag ka-coordinated yung rush nyo as a team na may mas malalaki pang guns. And that means Action PH, pwede silang pumasok ng walang hesitation whatsoever. Although, they're also holding their nerve. At okay lang yan kasi iisa lang naman na ang nag-iisang obstacle lang nila. And that is one Nano Swarm na pwedeng masira. However, they're too late for it. It doesn't matter though. Kasi nasa kanila na yung C-side. They cleared off every single corner. Na-scrub na nila lahat ng dumi sa loob ng C. At ang kailangan nilang gawin ay linisin yung CT spawn. Kaso nga lang, hinihintay lang din nila ang timing ng Killjoy all the way from B. On the front lines though, Sovano winning 2 frags of his own. Dashes back to safety. Narptim follows with a 3rd. And just like that, APH look clean as ever.
Linis nga. Naglilinis na rin sila dito. Pero parang nababaliktad ata dahil sila na yan nililinis ngayon. 2v2 na naging gaganapan natin dito. Baka magkaroon pa ng kulat na hindi natin sure. Pero nakatatlo na si Crescent Moon. 1v1 na magiging labanan dito. Si Zaza na naman na may iiwan. 5 HP ka na lang. Mukhang ikaw pa ata mapapatumba. Ikaw kung kas ka ata. Mukhang delikado ka. Yun na 1v1 na. Pero makakaplik siya! And that's going to be a really good fight here for the side of Worship. And that's going to be another win here for the side of Action PH.
Ito nga pala si Warship, mga kaibigan, the star from LFO. If you remember, 2 years ago, they were the organization that have toppled every single team from the qualifiers all the way towards playoffs nung VCT season without an organization. Tapos ngayon, he is fighting back under the helm of Action PH and showing after mag-graduate na kaya niya mag-full-time dito. Full-time fragging and full-time winning.
Graduate buff, eh. Pero, oy, gusto ko talaga i-point out na sayang sana yung effort ni Crescent Moon doon. Kasi, pero mo grabe, sobrang sharp ng mga shots niya from his pistol or from the sheriff specifically. But, yun nga lang, hindi nag-work out. Pero, mukhang sharp din ata dito. Si Sovano, nung anime battle siya dito, niliparan at pinatay ka agad si Zaza without any hesitation. But now, we are seeing Second Love. Mukhang gusto rin magkaroon ng karagdagang na kill dito. But Crescent Moon, tumatrabaho pa rin. And everyone is just hovering dito sa garage side natin dahil alam nila na merong nandun pero Blade Storm natin dito naka-activate na sa isa. Nako si Lloyd Dim na nga kanila makikita. Lahat sila dito going to play for mate. You're just gonna wait for them and go for the default, play for long. But kailangan nila mag-ingat dito. Baka magkakitaan pa sila. Buti may napitas na si Psycho doon. And mukhang nabaliwala yung Blade Storm niya. But you're still gonna try and offer a defuse pero dahil nila makikita dito and Sovano nasa garage pa pala. Nako, magkakakitaan sila. But Nick, mapipita siya pero hindi iyon sapat hanggang si Psycho na lang ang tatapos sa kanya.
And although it was impatience from Second Love that kind of cracked open yung likod ng Action PH, eh talagang nakakuha pa nga ng opening yung iba pa sa retake nila. Ang masama nga lang, namatay ang Omen from the city side, meaning that everybody from Action PH can play safely doon sa Silong without having to trouble up or struggle because of the cover that Zaza can provide for them. Pero dahil napatay siya dahil Second Love, They're able to get the C-long plant. They're able to get themselves another win dito. APH building a strong lead ahead of them. But it's still valuable. Laban dito sa quality. Still need to deal with so many low guns over towards the CT side. And with that small hesitation, that small presence of mind, na naglabas sila agad ng util over at A-long, they need to keep aggressing doon sa may A position. But the fact that they're also pulling back, trying to let Second Love work its magic, minsan sa mind games, sa mga utak ng quality, talagang may hirapan kung saan manggagaling ang action PH kapag ako ang CT side.
Yes, and from what we're seeing here, parang napakatindi ng kanilang encounter dun sa garage area din natin with some utilities being expended on both sides. Pero mukhang A-site ang kanilang pupuntahan dito. Just in a bit, they're just setting up and this is going to be pretty crucial here for the side of quality with the K. Kung sakali man na hindi sila maka-atras dito at the most time na kakailanganin nila gawin yun. Pero they're just really taking it really slow here for the side of Action PH and they'll be going and spending that rolling thunder without even going to the A site themselves. And yes, they fell for it, but not entirely enough because meron pa rin mga nasa C site dito na nakaabang lang sa site na ito. They're just anchoring it still and hoping that they would be able to actually get someone in return. Pero that is not actually the case because meron na nasimulan dito. It's going to be -1 for the side of quality. 15 seconds sila na iiwan pero ngayon pumapalag pa rin sila. It's all or nothing palagan na. And we are seeing them just entirely rummaging through for all of the members of quality and wala silang nagawa.
What? They already had a pivotal ultimate doon sa C-long and they have forced out yung APH under 15 seconds lang but they still try to fight for the site. They had 5 seconds of a concuss para hindi sila makagawa ng anything. Hindi pa sila pa-plant at hindi pa sila nakakuha ng space. But
walang problema.
quality still tried to fight. Walang problema para sa Action PH. Even though their core got dismantled or got disrupted because of the Rolling Thunder, the fact that they gave the space to them is still making itself manageable. Talagang nilabanan nila yung lahat ng mga naka-vandal pa rin. If only they held their nerve, hindi sila lumaban, then they would have had the advantage. Going to pushing Castro! Lovano the punish. Really quick on the trigger. Early 4 versus 5 quality. Oh, they're feeling the pressure. And they need to shake it off, lalo na't umiinit ang Action PH ngayon.
Mental reset, idol. Hindi ko sure kung anong oras kayo magta-time out, pero I feel like parang kailangan nyo yun. But let's see if we can still trust what they want to do here dito sa A-site natin because mukhang nasimulan naman ito na maganda ni Crescent Moon and it's already a -1 or rather equalize na yung ating mga numbers here for both sides of the teams and they're clearing every single nook and cranny na meron dito sa A-site natin and trying to throw some utilities para sana ma-delay ito si Action PH but not entirely end up in the lockdown is gonna be put here sa ating A-site trying to push out all the members here for the side of Action PH out pero ayan na nga. So, all the gun duels here. Wala nang utilities na ginagamit dito. Mukhang yun na lang nagsisilbing barrier sa kanila ang dark covers natin. Pero sa oras na mawala yan, never mind. Merong magagaling sa likuran and si Second Love yon. And that's going to be a really good win once again for the side of Action PH. For the side of quality, mukhang medyo naliligaw sila dito.
Cleaning up the lurk timing na din for Action PH. Talagang wonderful time para makapasok tong si Second Love habang tapos na yung laban. They also utilize the smoke given to them by quality. Nagdapat gagamitin pang cut para mapag-focus sila sa isang side lamang doon sa may graffiti. However, that was also a cover para doon sa hell player natin na gumamit ng Hunter's Fury. Yan na sana yung pinakamalaking window pero dahil doon sa Omen Smoke natulungan pa nga ang APH doon sa kanilang pagdepensa. Lloyd Dream namatay galing kay Sovano. Kaso mukhang naparanoia pa siya ng sarili niyang kasapi. Okay lang yan dahil nasa kanila ang site pero wala pa rin silang alam sa backside. Sovano waiting inside the smoke. The blind na agad. Nakita yung nasa likod. At napatay pa ni Worship ang dalawa. 1 versus 4 and it is Crescent Moon. The star, the top fragger, and the only guy that can stop their 7th round, but it looks more than inevitable.
And from what we have seen from the previous round, siya na nga ang nagbibigay liwanag sana sa kanyang team. But now, mukhang mawawala yun. Lalo na pagka nakatapat niya lahat ng mga miyembro na nakikita niya dito sa kanyang harapan. And Worship will be able to end his life right here, right now. And from what we have seen from that one, I feel like talagang nagkaroon lang din ng problem dito sa side or location ni Lloyd Dream. Specifically, no, once na makapag-dash out siya dito is hindi na rin talaga, or rather na udlot yung paggawa niya doon and hindi din siya nakakuha ng any possible pick-ups wherein all of the members here for the side of Action PH just took that opportunity na, you know what? Their defenses is down. Si Lloyd Dream lang nandito and he's even holding a Marshall and wala siyang palag doon. So, you know what? Let's just commit to the C site and they've done that really beautifully.
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, eto isa akong bare minimum enjoyer. At gusto ko lang ma-appreciate yung kung kailan nagko-call si Sovano ng util before siya lumabas ng smoke. Inihintay niya yung kung kailan tapos na yung flash ni Worship.
Yes.
And that makes it easier for him to clear off yung backside. That's just something na very pedestrian, very bare minimum na masasabi mo na dapat gawin talaga ng duo.
Pero it impacts a
Pero
lot.
it impacts a lot eh.
Yeah.
Talagang hindi sila nahirapan at all nakiklear yung backside. This duo of Sovano and Worship has been molded ever since APH has started as a whole. And it has been working wonders so far. At you did talk about Worship and his utility usage, diba? What about Sovano's calling and how well he's communicating with his fellow initiators?
Really good combo.
Really good combo para sa kanilang mga executes. It does help a lot that Psycho is also doing his best to hold his own. And the fact that Quality are also kind of having trouble with their economy is also really dealing a lot para dito sa APH. A strong hold dito pa lang sa ating attacking side. At mukhang ang Quality sila may gustong kumuha ng first blood natin dito. Sa Poloy Dream, nag-ingay, babalik doon sa silang, nag-dash pabalik sa kanyang teammates. Habang ang APH sa garage na nakafocus, mukhang split pa nga ang magiging plano. Kailangan ko din yung garage, pero dapat sync din siya sa silang push.
And let's see kung magagawa nga ba nila ito na maganda because all of them are already at the garage area. Lockdown natin has already been put dito sa garage area din natin, occupying the C and B site as well. But Zaza will attempt to push forward and try to up. Meron siyang mapipitas dito pero mukha siya pang mamamatay. Yun nga lang, hindi tama ang tutok niya dito, kumpare. Pero ngayon, nakikita natin dalawa na maiiwan for the side of Quality once again. And ngayon, they are being depleted. Mukhang naaapektuhan sila ng init ng pressure dito. Imbes na diamante, nagiging uling.
Oo nga eh. Naku po, look at the amount of space that Sovano has been taking for this team. But I do like how Zaza has been uniquely playing around the smokes, diba? He put out a smoke din sa Silong, tried to buy a lot of cover for himself to push in towards Silong. Iniwan lang siya ni Lloyd Dream na dapat sana samahan niya siguro kung mag-push siya mag-isa. Yeah, Zaza just gave a lot of trust na siya lang yung mag-hold. Siguro tinitingnan niya kung lalabas din sila ng garage, diba? Siya na lang yung nag-iisang depensa. Pero I think it would have worked out kung kasama siya dun sa Silong Bush. However, second love, naluto na agad si Lloyd Dream. That is another shot towards the Jet on the CT side. It is an eco round. They're doing the best they can para maluto agad ang kanilang third kill. Psycho wallbang, a batneck in towards window. Waiting for second love, nakatalikod. It's the second shot that actually works out for favor of him. And we'll get that free upgrade, but will that be enough since isa lang yung magiging battle nila laban kay Psycho, who does take off tong si Saz. It's all on a bat neck. The guy that we're looking out for, headshot, second frag, does convert, kaso Sovano will come out of cover. It's an easy ninth round for them. One more.
Last round before the switch.
Sabi nga nila, ano yun? Helping a friend in need is a friend indeed, and that's what's just happening here. Every single one here, once na meron matumba, meron agad sasangguni na isa pa. Hindi lang isa, actually dalawa nga sila dito na sumabay eh. Oh.
Hindi, nauna lang si Sovano.
Nauna lang si Sovano. Parang itabi nyo guys, sige ako na papatay din sa huli na yan. Kaya afford naman eh. But I'm just wondering kung paano gagawin dito ni Quality because from what we're seeing here kanina, even if this timeout has been played out here, hirap pa rin sila. I wonder if this is going to be pretty difficult or something different pagkadating sa second half natin. Pero ngayon, focus tayo sa current natin because hindi ata kumonekta yung rolling thunder na nila pag nila doon at hindi siya sumapat sa dalawa na nasa mid-area natin. Shorty! Pa rin ito para sa kanila kukonekta itong shorty na ito from Lloyd Dream. And yes, it's a 2v3. Yung spike natin, di pa napaplan pero Lloyd Dream. Hawak-hawak yung operator niya dito. Titignan natin ko connect na nga yun. Pero ngayon, isa na lang ang may iwan din. I'm not sure if that operator is a really good gun to actually use in this type of situation. I might recommend that he should switch that out. Pero ngayon, A-site na ang kanilang pupuntahan dito. More than confident and complacent for them to actually end this round with another win for the advantage here for the side of Action PH. Pero let's see kung merong maipantatapat dito si Lloyd Dream.
Nagpalit na nga ng baril, nagbandal na nga. Nung nakita niya ang daming mga namatay from Quality, from that B-side defense, But now, it is all on how he ends this round dito. Na-spot na agad ang turret. Makikita na agad yung kanilang positions. Si Second Love lang ang mismong kubuha ng second kill para sa kanilang 2-10 first half. A very dominating first round for the side of Action PH. They're looking so stellar dito. A well-oiled machine sa laban nila for their east side. However, first half pa lang naman yun. Hindi ko naman sinasabi
First half
na
pa lang, yeah.
tapos na tong laban to. Ang sinasabi ko lang, mukha lang tapos na.
Sabihin ko sana 9-3 scores, kaya lang 2-10 na eh.
Okay.
Sabi nga nila Bill, di ba yan yung paboritong score ng mga Pilipino?
Oo nga eh.
Hindi ko rin alam bakit eh, pero...
Yeah, hindi ko din gets.
Kala mo naman no, Charis. Pero ayun, you're gonna see if there is going to be something different for the side of Quality. Hindi natin kasi sure kung maaapektuhan sila ng mga nangyari kanina ng first half, considering of how Action PH just dominated during those moments, or if Quality would be able to do something else at this instant. Would they give them the same taste of their own poison? Mukhang nakonekta yun ni Second Love. That is something new for our eyes to see, no? Yung wallbang na yon, and yes, he'll manage to secure one. Meron pang na-damage na iba, but ngayon, all the gandules will be going down. Si Second Love nagpa-pop up na, and it's already 1v2, and before you even know it, Action PH would still win that one, and yes, one round away for ending this one to a match point.
Second Love?
Parang nakakagulat, no? Nung nakita ko rin, sabi ko, ay, meron palang ano doon.
May walbang pala doon?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I knew that.
Not only that, like, direkta pa sa ulo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it took him a while to like find that spot before coming into this moment.
Pero-
And it also like slowed him down eh, kasi yung jet delay namatay.
What are the odds of using that at this moment?
But
Specific situation, diba?
hinintay na yung Killjoy bot eh, para magkaroon siya ng contact. So baka hinintay lang niya na after makakuha ng contact, eh, sa kanya babarilin. Tsaka medium penetration lang
Ano
naman
yung timing
yung
niya
suit
dun?
eh. Kaya nga, napasok na agad. Boy Dream, it is a force buy. Stinger agad, Psycho. Will get the 2-for-1, combining with everyone. Para dito sa defense on A, it's almost like they had no competition at all. Unfortunate for Quality. Pero Quantity has always been king para sa APH. Nilabanan ng dalawa lamang. Sa ating 2 versus 5 A-site defense, it's Psycho and Sovano. Kasama ng util ni Worship. Parang tatlo lang yung naglalaban dun eh, pero... Tulog ata yung kape ko, man.
Nahulog ba? Hindi ko na narinig ko lang, uy, it fell. But, let's see if Quality will continue falling apart or makakabawi ba sila. I mean, with the scoreline that we currently have right now, it's going to be really difficult to do that, but they should not lose hope on this one. So, let us just wait and see. Heavy saturation dito sa grass area natin near B site. And we'll see if they'll be able to pop some heads, hopefully, para makakuha sila ng advantage before even attacking a specific site. Right now, they're just waiting for any additional information to come in, but
Spike
Sylvano
down,
will be able
attacker
to get
spawn.
Zaza ngayon lang. And wala pang trade na naibibigay ang Quality dito, and that's going to be a bad thing on their end as well. And now, they're just stuck at the mid area despite of them that they should push is sila ang pinupush dito ng Action PH. Si Crescent Moon na lang nandito sa mid area natin. Makakapit na siya, pero ngayon it's already up to Shaz. How he will be able to play this all out with a 1v3. Ni right click lang sa ulo ni Second Love, and that would be it. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be a win for Action PH.
Na-J Rizal rang si Shaz.
Yun nga eh.
Oo nga eh, talagang ni-right click pa nga.
Anong sabi ni Rizal nung pinatay siya?
GG.
GG Lods.
GG. And NT para sa Quality, mga
Yeah.
kaibigan. Pero what a really welcome. What a big welcome nga naman para sa Action PH. No? We had the questions kung ano yung magiging synergy nila together. Well, that game was a very, very big answer para sa kanila. They are here to stay and they are here to play. Talagang ang lakas ng duo, ng double initiator comp natin kasama ni Sovano. Sinet up agad ang lahat para magkaroon siya ng moments. Psycho and Worship have been doing wonders as a supportive duo. Actually can frag out, parang duelist lamang para masuportahan tong si Sovano. Parang it's like they're all in hive mind eh. Parang alam nila kung paano gagalaw tong si Sovano at bago pa niya sabihin kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin, gagawin na nila agad.
That's actually the advantage din kasi that they have played with one another before even being propped in or bago sila isalampak dun sa Gotcha
Kaya nga eh.
PH, di
Gusto
ba?
ko yung sila
So,
ng pack
par-
talaga eh.
parang literal na, okay, you guys, I feel like you're familiar with how each other works. So, you know what? Let's go here. All of you, 5, try to work it out. And they did.
Yeah.
From what we have seen from here, it seems like it's going to be pretty easy for them, or supposedly easy for them to build their synergy. Lalong-lalo na that they are familiar with how each other work. And hopefully is ma-facilitate pa nila lalo dahil tulad nga nasabi mo is napakaganda ng pag-call ng mga utilities Silvano and kung paano yun nalalatag lahat ng kanyang mga teammates is just really exponential.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to shut down a team when they're that confident and they have well-built synergy na agad. So, can they keep their consistency heading on into ang napakabigatan nating final game mamaya that is against Oasis Gaming. Kaya Action PH, we're not calling them underdogs, but I'm definitely calling this a very, very huge game for them. They win this, they will move on to the group stages, vice versa kapag ka Oasis Gaming naman ang nanalo. But before everything else, we would like to take this opportunity para i-thank ang ating official sponsors for Predator League 2023, ang Predator Gaming, Intel, and Planet 9. Huwag na huwag kayong aalis mga kaibigan kasi magbabalik ang Predator League Qualifiers all the way from TNC Holy Angel University, Pampanga. Sana mauwian nyo kami ng sisi.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Ready, close.
Last player standing. Flawless. One enemy remaining. Last player.
Cussing! Weapons ready. Out.
Got one. Lucky fight.
10 seconds.
Nerd.
One enemy remaining.
One down.
One enemy remaining.
Clean.
My double's dead. No more sofa. Aw, thought to try harder. Lucky sight. Good.
One enemy remaining.
Oops.
Last player standing.
with the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here. with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts. The Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9-13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
With the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts, the Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9 13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
with the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation.
It is raining in Manila, pero ang init ng laban dito pa lang sa third qualifier ng Predator League 2023. Ako nga pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi para sa ating pinakahuling laban doon sa TNC HAU Angeles University, Pampanga na nangyayari ngayon ang mga labanan natin. It will be the final matchup. It is Oasis Gaming versus Action PH. Two VCT teams, but only one will move on to the group stages right now.
Medyo nilalamig na rin ako dito ngayon, no, since raining nga dito sa Manila. But on the other hand, sa Pampanga daw, napaka-araw at sobrang init daw. And kasabay nga nun, tulad sabi mo, ay ang init nga ng kanilang laban. And excited ako kung ano nga ba ang kalalabasan nito. Dahil Oasis has been there for quite some time already. They've been facilitated and been able to participate in a lot of Tier 2 tournaments already. And
Tier 1
syempre,
too.
yun nga, diba? Tier 1 and Tier 2 tournaments. And nakita naman natin kung gaano ka, ano na sila, like they already move as a singular unit as per usual. It's just that merong mga moments na nagkaroon siya ng mga no time, ito ganyan. But I feel like that's pretty normal naman in any other team, diba? There's always this certain time for them to adjust. But knowing that this is a best of one, that just means na pabilisan talaga mag-adapt.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's going to be pretty interesting because we're about to see kung hanggang saan aabot yung new roster ni Action PH ngayon.
Yeah.
Lalo na nakita natin kung ano ang kanilang performance. It's been pretty one-sided and they've been able to win that all out. So, sa tingin mo, ano kakalabasan nito?
I mean, hindi ka naman sinasabi na a-hater ako ng Action PH, diba? Pero that's just one match. And it was against the team na, not really in the spotlight, diba? From Tier 2 lang naman, din naman, again, yung quality. That's not to downplay kung ano yung naging effort nila. Heading on over dito.
Yeah.
But, siguro, what if hindi, in the place of Carti Esports, nandoon yung Action PH, diba? Will we have the same result? Will we have the same consistency that we saw with their match against Quality, diba? Yun yung parang malaking questions na gusto ko lang malaman.
Yeah.
If they can prove that dito sa kanilang final stage, dito sa qualifiers, then that is definitely one way for me to confirm na talagang it is Action PH's time to shine nga naman, mga kaibigan. But before anything else, talagang ready na tayo sa ating main event, mga kaibigan. Action PH, they had a really fiery start dito sa ating second semifinals game of the bracket. Will they prove that dito sa ating Oasis Gaming odds? Well, that's gonna be one tough show to find out. Sino ba dito yung underdog? Sino dito yung favorite? That's also like a pretty good question.
Yeah, actually, in terms of like, as a team, matik Action PH na yun. Kasi they're just quite new in terms of how they've been able to come up with one another. Yeah, the underdog.
Okay.
But of course, let's see kung ano nga bang ma-offer nila. Kasi what you said, na nakita pa lang naman natin is na nakalaban nila si Quality, pero hindi naman siya ganun ka. Like, hindi pa naman natin siya nakikita sa mga Tier 2, Tier 1 natin. Hindi pa siya ganun ka-established. It's quite a new team and we're not quite familiar with their players as of the moment. So, that might actually be a factor here na kailangan natin makita. But I wonder what's going to be the effect of having Oasis play much longer kanina in comparison to Action PH having a really smooth run.
Okay, here's a weird statistic. Or I'm not saying statistic, not a fact, pero something weird to consider. You have 3 race players in Oasis game.
Yeah.
You have Javi, who has made a name for himself as Raze in the collegiate scene. You have Georgie, who can not only play Jet, but he can also play Raze at the same time as well. And ngayon, si Kelly S, nandyan na din sa team. Na ngayon, if you guys remember from past years na Kelly S has been playing, he is known for his Jet or his Raze, right? So, may magra-race ba dito? Na hindi lang si Javi 8K, hindi lang si Georgie. Ito ba yung magiging secret formula nila dito? Maglalabas bigla si Kelly S ng Raze. Ganun ba yung makikita natin? I-expect ba natin yun? We'll have to wait and see, but that speaks to the strength of Oasis Gaming. They're flexible. A lot of their players can play all different types of roles. Hindi natin malalaman kung kailan magja-jet si Marky. Hindi natin mapipredict kung mag-raise ba itong si Javi 8K. but that is just one of their strengths. That is one of the reasons kung bakit naging top 2 ang Oasis Gaming. However, for Action PH, they have the element of surprise as well since wala masyadong vods of their performances before since bago pa lang team na to. At malalaman natin ng confirmation kung sino yung may mas malakas dito na team. Now that we're heading on over to game draft, mga kaibigan, ng Agent Select para sa ating final matchup on this Qualifiers. Ano ba yung magiging mapa natin? We've had Haven in the previous game.
Ascent.
We've also had Ascent dun sa
Yeah.
ating first game. Ano? You wanna bet? 10 pesos
Bind?
ulit?
Haven.
Ay, wala. Haven.
Haven ulit.
Wala.
Actually, alam mo ba't ako natatawa?
Mm.
Kasi nag-uusap kami ni Worship ngayon.
Ah.
Hello, tinatanong ni Ramon kung sino IGL nyo. Kasi di ba binouch mo na si Sobano? Sabi niya, ako, as usual, di ako kilala. Sabi ko, mas if naman na,
Uy!
malay ko ba kung nag-iba ka na, Worship, di ba?
Uy!
Di ako bias sa inyo. It's just that close lang talaga kami from the previous org. Pero yun nga, guys, si Worship pa rin ang kanilang magiging IGL for the side of
Okay.
Action PH.
Okay.
Grabe ba, inaaway ako, no? Kanina pa ako inaaway nito eh. Pero anyways, no? This is going to be the same lineup as of earlier. Mukhang na-prime up na si Action PH dito
Warm up.
kanina. But for Oasis naman, on the bright side of Oasis, is hindi alam ni Action PH ano ang galaw ni Oasis Gaming dito sa ganitong mapa. Lalong-lalo na Oasis is just chilling kanina since sila ang first series. They've been able to see kung anong galaw ni Action PH, anong dapat nilang ginagawa, sino yung IGN nila, anong inaatupag nila, how they're working with each other in terms of their comms. So, this might be an edge for Oasis Gaming.
Yeah, towards an extent, I agree. Since fresh pa lang yung Oasis Gaming off of their first win, tapos nakintay lang sila, tinignan na lang yung VOD na laban ng Action PH kanina on Haven and they saw how dominating it could be so they could find out kung ano yung counters. Pero, I'm not saying that Oasis Gaming is playing this for the first time since wala masyadong nagbago sa lineup nila anyways. They're still playing the same pivotal roles that we have seen from them before. And they have played Haven multiple times before, so you could say that Action PH could also have something up their sleeve dito. Expected na siguro yung mga positions sila agad from Oasis Gaming. We're not going to be starting on A though since look at the positioning from everybody else. The core deciding to fight for that one man, and that is Narpim. We have seen him clutch things up before, but can he prove it against the core of Oasis Gaming? They're also dealing with everybody else taking their own space on both B at saka doon sa may window. Kind of interesting kung kukunin nila yung fight over B, or are they gonna be able to like take the fight again doon sa ating C-Long, just like how we saw them on A kanina.
We're about to find out because mukhang marami-rami na ang mga taong kumakatok dito from the side of Oasis sa C-site natin. And seems like we are about to enter here, right now si Narpi, nakikipagpatintero lang. Hindi pa siya nakikita ng mga kumpare niya dito, pero aware sila na may tao na, pero never mind, sa pagkasilip niya, namatay siya. Si LS lang naman na makakuha sa kanya, and we are gonna see them just enter dito sa C-site natin. They're just currently planting, but every single one here, the side of Action PH, they're going in, parang NBI lang. Mukhang kada isa ay napapatumban dahil tuloy-tuloy na rito ang nangyayari ngayon. Mahihirapan talaga dito si Sabi na kumontra. Dahil, before we even know it, that's just how they opt for that simple retake.
Unfortunate kasi it was also the same time na kung kailan natanggal na agad yung smoke, na lumabas na agad ang mga players ng APH. That was a really primed opportunity sana for Oasis to play for C-Long control since napatay na agad yung smoke from the Sinarpim. And they could have just played for a more safe position. Contrast to what they have already done, lining themselves up dun sa may default, taking the fights over at CT and Garage, which has played in the favor of the defensive side. APH, definitely lucky with that one. I'd say lucky, 50-50. They also had a skillful position na pag-timing na sila agad ng C-site control.
Yep.
Already coupled up with Garage push as well. So good job over from APH. Fortune para kay Narpim kanina, and it looks like it will be the second chance, the second win para kay Narpim. Nalalabanan ang C-Long na naman. Trying to jump peek, get some info. Contact play lamang ng Oasis. Minimal noise level out from them, but now they're also trying to push Narpim's buttons. konting blind lang. So wala na silang mahanap na paranoia, but Second Love has thwarted yung lurk ni Savvy 8K at wala na siyang makuhang kahit ano pa. Pero ang Oasis Gaming mukhang B-side ang ipo-force nila.
I like how they really waited for him to put out the paranoia, pero meron din mga napuput out dito, and that's the majority of our members here for the side of Oasis. I mean, it is given that there is a higher edge for Action PH, but yeah, nakita naman din natin sa player cam kung gaano ka G na G yung mga members natin. We're the side of Action PH.
Si Narp.
Ang sabi.
Yung mukha niya, napapa.
Parang gigil na gigil eh.
Gigil. Parang may ginakagat siya. Baka kinakagat niya yung mga kalaban niya. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they got 2 rounds already naman.
Yeah.
So, probable.
Feels really good on their side that they got 2 rounds
Yeah.
against the top 2.
Figuratively na
Yeah.
nakagat niya, yeah.
Oo nga eh. Well, can Oasis fall back to their well-oiled machine that we're used to seeing them in the long run? Ngayon, Narpim back on his side defense. Forced out because of the paranoia. Kailangang makontrol yung smoke. Pero hindi pa nila alam kung nasan si Narpim flying for time. But time is not on his side. Kelly S and Javi AK will take 2 for their troubles. And they also dismantled the Sova on APH. So this will be a very difficult retake. Walang info, walang smokes, walang cover, at wala silang alam kundi nasa C-side lamang ang Oasis.
This is where the real game begins, everyone. The buy round for both sides is finally here. Wherein we are about to see kung magkakaroon ba ng magandang retake dito or Oasis will be able to get this round for themselves. Pero ngayon, we are waiting all the utilities being thrown here. Yung rolling thunder natin, may mga mapapatalsik. And mukhang si Oasis ata ang magkakaroon ng huling halakak dito hanggang si Second Love na lang ang maiiwan. And mukhang he's just gonna be in the far corner here dito sa ating CT area. Hari or possibly looking for any possible pick-ups na pwede niya makuha dito. Pero walang nagpapakita sa kanya and wala siyang hawak din na barrel. It's just a pistol. So this is going to be really crucial on his end. And mukhang alam na nila kung nasan siya. Hinahanap nila, hinahunt down na nila. And they will be able to get it in a nick of time.
Okay, so ngayon ko lang napansin na nag-sub in sila ng player na bago. Si Wild Oreo. So fresh na fresh.
Yeah.
Yung ating iteration of Oasis Gaming, utilizing their 6-man roster. Perfection. Fresh na agad tong si Wild Oreo, already claiming the kill inside the smoke. Another Raze player into the mix para sa Oasis Gaming. But you know, it's not really map
Apat
para
pa.
kay Raze, diba?
Apat ba?
Apat na sila agad, diba?
Yun ata ang balak ni Oasis kumuha ng
ng mga Raze player.
5 Raze.
limang Raze eh, no? They're building.
Malay mo nakakuha sila ng insider info na magkakaroon ng mirror matchup sa VC.
Oh,
Diba?
maybe.
For funsies lang, no? Parang show match. But anyways here, ang nakikita natin or nang show nila dito sa ating match ngayon is that meron tayong advantage here on the side of Oasis in terms of numbers already. Hindi pa sila nagpa-plant. Nag-iintay lang sila kung sino pa ang kanila makikita. Pero Sovano ata may mapupunta rin. Pero ngayon, ang initiate off here for the side of Xavier. Mukhang masusundan pa. But yes, that will be it. 2-2. Finally equalize here for both sides.
I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're playing or at least being proactive to defend yung ating silong. Ang problema nga lang, they're putting themselves in the line of fire. Georgie, again, being that guy that you can rely on for the NG. And this is somebody that you'd want to support all throughout Nindibay. Kaya Oasis Gaming, giving him all that he needs. It's not as crisp of a timing as you would expect from Sovano kanina with Worship at Psycho, but the fact that Georgie can be self-sufficient without that much utility is also a really big W on their side. That means they can use the utility on somebody else. That's why you see the aggressive positions over at Garage kanina where you got the split push for the side of Oasis. And now Sovano is the guy that they need to watch out for, pushing on towards grass. The sheriff shots para magkaroon ng warning lamang ang kalaban nila. Georgie will take the first shot. Sovano just dashing out. Pagkatapos patayin si Georgie. Getting 2 off of the bat. Draxi trying to do his damnness para makuha ang 3 versus 3 natin. Mid-side already locked down because APH have worked wonders para magkaroon sila na napakagandang aggress. Kaso Draxi punishing Psycho, forward position, Second Love getting the trade all on the 2 versus 2. Sovano still having the ulti, but they also dropped 3 guns off the side of Oasis. Maybe this is enough for their economy.
Yung grass area natin, naging sementeryo bigla. But we are seeing Oasis hovering dito sa A site natin ngayon. Pero mukhang may matakakitaan dito. And mukhang si Sovano ang makakakuha kay Kaliets. But The last remaining person here is at
One
A.
enemy remaining.
And mukhang si Wild Oreo is may mapipitas. And hindi nila ina-expect yun. And ngayon, we are about to see if meron nga bang posibilidad na si Second Lab ay makukuha niya ito. Mukhang hindi. Because Wild Oreo already knows where he is at. And that is a clutch on his end. Nag-iinit si Wild Oreo dito.
Yeah, sobra. Talagang bebe ba? And fresh na fresh si Wild Oreo coming into the mix
Yeah.
dito. Already
New
knowing
harvest,
Yeah,
kumbaga.
tama. Talagang alam na yung info eh. Alam na may isang flank that Sylvano already low because of his fight encounter with Kalias. Also because they were limping after a very aggressive takeover mid. Talagang init na itong si Wild Oreo. Alam mo, nakataste ka na ba ng spicy Oreo?
No.
Yung spicy yung feeling.
Why?
No, exactly. You know?
Why would you do that?
That's
Pero
wild.
this one here is, kahit na ginagawa yun ang pangalan niya, yun ang identity niya, it's working out really, really fine.
Yeah, and you know, the
Diba?
presence of mind from this guy too. Kasi hindi niya kailangang i-aggress yung guy over B. Since siya
True.
naman, yung may advantage na naman, he needs to be the one to defend the spike. And that means, dapat yung killjoy yung mismong lalapit, kaya hindi yung fight.
Yes, exactly. And ngayon lang din is even if that Action PH is trying to offer some space or finally put pressure, is hindi siya entirely enough. I mean, kanina meron sila mga napitas, that's actually good, but I don't think that it will necessarily damage their economy that much, lalong-lalo na now is they're just doing or minding their own business. For the side of Oasis here, they're just really clearing every single nook and cranny that they can. And yun nga ang kanilang ginagawa far back ang mga members natin for the side of Action PH dito. And finally, they decided to actually push in. Psycho is already really low on health here. All the utilities being placed here as well, especially our lockdown na galing pala sa
30 seconds
EPH.
left.
That will force them to back out. And kung sakali man lang sila ay mag-rotate or kahit ano man ang kanilang balak na gawin, kailangan all in na talaga.
20 seconds para makapag-decide ang Oasis. It will just be a 5-man save on their attacking side. APH did not move an inch. Yung tatlo nilang players nandun lang sa A,
10 seconds
pero
left.
yung B at yung C talagang on lockdown ang dalawa. At ngayon, wala na silang choice. Papasok sa B, lalaban sa tatlo, and Sylvano! Everybody else on APH, they have lined them up. Oasis has panicked. Wala na silang choice kundi tumakbo sa kung saan napakalapit at yung B-site na yon. Yun lang yung tinake ng Oasis Gaming. Ang problema lamang, sobrang lapit nun sa A-site. Sobrang lapit lang nun sa lahat na nag-a-anchor from both C and the A-site. And they were already sandwiched before they can even take the split pant because 15 seconds lang yung kailangan ng laruin.
Oh, ang hapdi nun for the side of Oasis. I mean, like what we said, all or nothing.
All or
and they
nothing.
got nothing.
Yeah.
Diba? So, this time they'll try to keep the pace back up, but immediately gonna be hindered by Sylvano over here. And they might attempt to try and opt for a trade, but mukhang maya-maya pa nila yon makukuha. And so far, they're just gonna take their time to rotate themselves towards the seaside natin ngayon, kung saan lahat ng mga utilities ng Killjoy natin ay doon nakalatag ng maigi. Kaya kailangan nilang mag-ingat dito. At kung sakali man that they would opt for a rush, expect that they'll be delayed once again. Kaya they better act right here, right now. Second stop, ito na naman tayo. Nasa garahe naman. Ito ang kanyang teritoryo at ayaw nyo na may pumasok dito. Yun nga ang kanyang ginagawa. But hintay pa rin tayo dito. Yung spike wala sa kanila. Ngayon lang nila napulot ito. At mukhang mahihirapan na naman sila dito. 30 seconds na naman ang magiging play nila. But Norpim, just chilling a seaside. They might rotate dito. Hawak-hawak ni Killjoy ang spike. Pero nag-iintay pa rin tayo ng masusunod na yun doon na balak gawin nila. Pero ngayon, Draxi, saan ka nakatingin? And ngayon, Sabi,
30 seconds
wala siyang
left.
nakikita. Pero pinapaulanan na siya. And he might attempt an opt for B site because kung wala man or hindi niya mapaplant yung spike, sayang din ang pera.
Yeah, you see the pace here? It's not that well oiled as you would expect from Oasis since natalo na agad dun si Georgie off of pushing on towards that
10
A-short
seconds
push.
left.
They were able to make it in sync nung nag-split sila from Garage at saka sa Silong. Relying on Javi AK to pick everything up. 1 versus 4, but Psycho will backstab the guy from Collegiate. It is Javi 8K will fall down to the ground. APH getting themselves yung lead dito against Oasis Gaming, who, you're feeling the frustration na ulit ngayon eh, especially with the really, really fast push out from Georgie. Solo pushing towards A short just to try to space, maybe try to get a pick off with just that Blade Storm. Tapos after namatay siya agad, they opted to take another hit doon sa ating garage push. He split in the mix sana, pero it's not that coordinated as you would expect from how they were able to handle agad yung ating C-long push. You got Draxi to try to cover up yung nag-iisang alarm bot, which was interesting in my eyes, but I kind of understand since they wanted to play for contact anyway. The garage push was just a huge mistake that they would offer up to do so. Wala silang space maker na makapagawa nun agad for Oasis Gaming, so they have to rely on this one.
Relying on contact eh, no?
Okay.
So that's actually really no ball on their end. Pero ngayon they're attempting C-side again. This time, wala nang manggagaling sa garage. Pero ngayon si Narpi may matatatumba dito. Wala pa tayong trade as of the moment. And yes, lahat sila na blind. All of the utilities connecting onto them. Tamang-tama, saktong-sakto, very accurate and precise. We're seeing some trades here as well. And just like that, Oasis will be finished and just eliminated.
Redoing this move out of charges.
That's how fast it was for Oasis Gaming, but the amount of time that they needed to eliminate tong si Narpim was a really huge factor sa kanilang defense. So he stuck inside the smoke, and I thought he was stuck. Pero the fact that he was able to get 2 plus teleport just to distract yung nag-iisa naglalabas dun sa silong while he was paranoid, just to force out yung range kung saan siya makakita ng kalaban is because of him being inside the smoke. So the fact that the EPH were willing to play off of his timing, well coordinated, well done dito. They're also having a good time. Kitang-kita mo, Worship is the type of guy that can hype his teammates up when they are willing or getting these frags left and right there, no? That
Kanina
snowball,
pa, no? Actually, they
that snowball
are
is
just,
paying off, man.
yeah, parang kanina pa sila, they're just feeling themselves,
Yeah.
no? For Oasis, I haven't seen any of their face cams as of the moment. I think makita natin siya right after this time out finishes, but let's see what's going to be the change na ipa-facilitate ng Oasis dito. Lalong-lalo na mukhang nahihirapan sila in terms of the executes that they're going, because every time na sa oras na mag-click in, mag-switch on yung button for retake yung side ng action PH, it's already a gone round para sa side ng Oasis. So let's see if they will be able to change that up.
Draxi versus Narpim has been a very interesting face-off, no? As Omens. Kasi, tama naman kasi yung utility usage ni Draxi eh. Just to support yung jet push, talagang dapat yung paranoia nasa backside, but Narpim counters that with using his dark cover, eliminating every single factor to push on towards C-Long. So Vano made his presence known with that operator dun sa A short, and that's info given to the core of Oasis Gaming. They also have 2 players trying to survey that mid area na pwede nilang gamitin to get info, to get more space sa kabilang side ng mapa. This is a very common thing for Haven, wherein you have 3 active players to play around the A site aggress, plus you have 2 other players na talagang may babysitter pa nga sila doon. Kita ko yung mukha mo yan. Ano nangyari sa Sova na yun?
Hindi, yung recon dart na punta sa pader na nasa harap niya, hindi na mag-pass. Pero, ayun. So, we're just gonna wait for them to enter dito sa A-site natin because according to their positions, mukhang yun nga talaga ang want nilang puntahan. But other than that, they might be priming themselves up despite of the fact that they're just holding a series of pistols. There is a high probability they can still secure someone. But I wonder if they will be expecting someone dito sa sewers area natin because Michael is gonna be here. He'll be able to get someone out. And ngayon, they might try to go for an additional person here, but that's an immediate trade here. Galing kay Kelly as yung most effective natin na ilabag na. So, Vano may makapipitas na isa. But, Kelly S mo nakikipagpatentero sa tao na nasa heaven natin, yung lockdown natin. So, it's already been content, kaya kailangan nila maging esita. Pero ngayon, kasi sa Vano nagpa-pop up na tonal, kanya nakukuha, umapat pa! And that's going to be a really good round here for Ashen PH once again.
Unfortunate, kasi I believe na concussed din yung nag-iisang nasa graffiti. And that was coordinated by the players on top of Heaven as well para makapag-push itong si Sovano, who cleaned up every single player on the site. Health checked up, plus you got the player on default as si Kelly S.
Parang
Already
wala lang
invested
yung
yung
dirt.
Rolling Thunder. Parang wala nga eh. Kasi,
Parang wala siyang pakialam.
as in that one-up trap was all that he needed. And plus that Blade Storm, just to get in each other's faces doon sa loob ng retake nila. Very crucial play para kay Sovano and the rest of APH. That was the play that was needed from Oasis
16
Gaming.
for 2.
And he is popping off. This guy is the one man that they need to stop for Oasis Gaming. They haven't done an inch. Right after they got the 3 rounds doon sa kanilang bonus round, talagang napainit na agad ang jet ng APH. And that's all supported because of the utility from Worship and Narbim himself. So this time, Psycho's been doing wonders as an initiator to give every single support para dito kay Sovano. APH have a really strong core that is untested so far against Oasis in the buy rounds. Which I want to wonder kung paano sila makakapag-adjust ngayon na meron silang buy rounds pareho laban dito sa kanilang 6-3. Ultimate out para magkaroon ng info. Nakita na agad tong si Sova but he didn't turn around to find the other two doon sa ating A-long. Interesting, but what will they do with that information?
Ang gagawin, pero mukhang si Sovano may ginawa na. And si Savvy ay mapapatumba and mukhang wala pang magiging trade dito. Si Draxi nakaramdam lang. Medyo nabagabag siya doon. Nung nakita niya na, yung kasama ko napatumba. Maalis muna ako, Lodi, dahil lahat ng mga kasama ko nasa A-site na. And yun na nga, they are about to go in, clearing this site respectively. Psycho, naka-prop up kanyang shock dart dito. Yun nga lang, hindi ko connecta. Pero more than enough para ma-delay ito. Meron nga din tayo Rolling Thunder na pwede nila magamit here just in case that, of course, retake na naman ang ating PH. Pero mukhang ngayon na nga, ginagawa na nila ito. Mapapatumba pa, sinamahan pa na Nano Swarm of the utilities colliding and as well as the gunfights are redeeming all of our members here na nasa Oasis na naman. Kanina pa sila naghihirapan kung paano sila makakapag-attack ng maganda at matatapos ang laban na para sa kanila. And ayun na nga, it is a 7-3. And so far, Action PH has been doing retakes again and again nang walang problema.
Yeah, you could understand din yung hesitation ni Kalias na mapag-plant ng spikes because of that one key ultimate, the Rolling Thunder, na kanina pang hinahawakan ni Worship Worship with his util usage again and again has been the story and the success for APH and Sovano. Now his operator is singing towards that garage push and their slow play has been benefiting yung APH because that's where they thrive. The tempo that has been set by Oasis Gaming is where APH can think clearly. And now that they're able to dismantle yung split doon sa garage, they can focus all their eyes and their util towards where the initial push is gonna happen para sa Oasis Gaming, and that was where they used the Rolling Thunder.
Mga happy kid tong mga nasa APH ngayon. No? For Oasis, I hope that they can look out for a way how they will be able to actually try further and equalize the numbers here because it's not doing it for them. Like, ang daing mga smoke, daing nangyayari, ang daing util na nakakalat. Pero, ang makita lang natin lahat ng mga bala na tumatama sa kanila. And that is going to be it. With one more round remaining for the defensive or this side, this first half. With an eco? Nasa eco ba si Oasis ngayon?
I think if you consider the rounds,
they are.
naka-eco, naka-mix by yung iba, of
Hapde.
course, for everyone. We don't see a Vandal across the board. It is the best gun lamang na meron si Draxi na ang Bulldog ang ma-offer nila dito.
There's the most they can do.
The
Yeah.
most difficult round, the most difficult first half that we've seen in their attacking rounds. Pero mali mo, di ba? Defensive side ata yung magiging advantageous position nila. However, for APH, this is a huge amount of props. They have been stopping Georgie from ever taking space, and again, they find a way para ma-neutralize agad ang napaka-aggressive na jet player na si Georgie. It is a 2-for-1 in favor of APH so far, and their backup plan of B-site has been open, pero kayang labanan since nasa backside pa rin. Well, actually, nawala na agad ang kanilang Omen player. Definitely plays into the retake na lang para sa APH. However, they're still fighting. They're still trying to neutralize the fact that they are still holding up yung corners agad for Oasis on the B side. Sovano, openly, sayang na mapapatay na sana itong si Wado Oreo. But Draxi, holding his corner, holding his nerve, not willing to take the chance sa loob ng smoke. However, that's the perfect paranoia. And Draxi, the spray with the Bulldog, the only weapon that they had para labanan ang retake para sa APH. And it's all on Narbim. The star of Kadiliman will get shut down by Javi 8K, shining a light on Oasis on their second half opening.
Switching sides.
Naliwanagan si Narfim.
nga.
Parang bigla na lang na, oo nga, yes, I am being taken in by the light, but still a really good start here for the side of Action PH with the lead 4. But at the same time, we are aware naman din with the odds of Oasis playing in Haven. Medyo nahihirapan sila sa Haven map natin, to be honest, from the previous games that we have here. Not in just this league, but the previous games nila sa VCT. So, this might be their ball. Finally, na nasa defensive side nila sila. This might be a really good glimpse of hope that we have here. I hope lang na hindi maapektuhan ng kanilang mindset from what they have experienced from the first half, and hopefully they will be able to offer a full mental reset this time.
Ang unfortunate kasi, nung nag-triple swing sila, they had 2 players look towards doon sa Omen player, which is tama naman. Pero masyadong tucked into the corner yung isa pang Sova na dapat papatay doon kay Draxi. That would have been the neutralizer. That would have been the guy who was supposed to kill the Gong player. However, because of the angle set up by that Sova player, that gives an opening agad dito kay Draxi, lining up with a triple kill, getting themselves yung free B-site plant. So, good job on that last round. But they need to take the tie-in kung gusto na lang i-lead against APH so far. Very early damage towards, I believe it is the breach from APH. Worship is limping with half HP. A little bit more sa iba pang mga players on APH. So Vano has cleared the site, playing an open retake again for Oasis Gaming. This time on the defensive side. It is pretty doable since wala namang tao doon sa may graffiti. They all have to take into account yung default plat at saka yung dalawang nasa short. But they don't need to check corners, they just need to look forward.
They really need to look forward right here, right now, especially into the bomb. The clock is ticking. We are waiting for the right time for the strike, and this is going to be it of the series of trades already happening here now. And again, Second Love getting 2, pero yun nga lang, ay mapapatumba siya, and now so Draxi, already up to Draxi, and how he'll be able to play this all out, but I guess that would not be it, because regardless of the fact that the side's been switched, parang walang epekto kay AP.
Yeah, the coordination's still there, and despite the open play doon sa ating graffiti, they still held on. Second Love had no fear to fight that from default at all, because he was confident to take the fight head on to them. It's not because of the util timing, but it was also because of how well he was able to take the fights head on as well. Ano to?
22-5.
Oh my god.
Lala ni Silvano! Kanina ko siya. Alang ano no? Kahit sinong makaharap niya, matik tumba. Ano yan, domino?
Parang it's like who's actually the tip of the spear here?
Yo.
Kasi Sovano is playing really well with the frags. He is top fragging dito sa laban natin ngayon. But everybody else on EPH is doing well for them as well, structure-wise.
Parang tawagin mo, call his name and he's gonna be able to do and get the job done. Ayan nga ang kinalang na inaatupag ngayon. But we are about to see how they will be able to address this one now that they're attempting another A push. Because kanina nakita naman natin how they are getting difficult with these sorts of stuff. But they are already here, right now. Tatlong nasa A side pero may napatumba na kaagad si Sovano dito. Pero ngayon wala pa nagiging sagot ang Oasis because every single one is being numbled down.
Yeah.
One by one.
Spike
I
planted.
am lost for words, to be honest, because now Sabi is the only one remaining here and mukhang mag-o-opt na nga lang siya na mag-save dito considering na nahihirapan talaga sila na depensahan ng kahit anong site na balak nilang depensahan.
I mean, they had a pretty clever way to try to attack it from A short since dalawa lang sila. And Sovano was pretty busy with trying to look both angles, both ways before he could cross the street. Talaga may isa pang tao doon sa may default, pero hindi niya na-expect na may dalawa pala doon sa may A short. A good way to deal damage over towards the Bulldog, but everybody else had the guns anyway, so
Ayun.
it does not matter. Pupush pa rin sila papunta kay Javi 8K.
Yeah.
Is inevitable for the side of APH.
Wala rin siyang choice, wala siyang baril eh.
Oo nga eh.
You gotta get
Kill
the
me.
creds.
Kill me.
Literal, like, ito na alay ko na sarili ko.
Tama. You know, and that's the thing about like Jet duelists, not only opening up space for them, but willing to take risks, to take the fights, to take info din para sa team nila. Kasi may trust si Sovano, mabebait yung sarili niya just to get more info for the team. That's why you got timing as well from Second Love to take the fight towards A short na malilikuran lang itong si Draxi. And everybody else for APH will just do what they do best, just take the fight head on again. And
Second
again,
time
and
out na
again.
nila to, no, for the
Yeah.
side of Oasis. And so far, even if that they're trying to cook up and the audiences are letting them cook, so far is yung mga dishes nila is not giving. Like, literally, it's not giving, sister. So,
Marunong ka ba mag-cook?
sim.
Ah, talaga?
Literal. Like,
Sana
yung literal na luto, ah.
Sana all? Cup noodles na ako eh.
No! It's vital because it's, comforting pag nagluluto eh. Pero,
Sabagay. Yun ba yung ano mo? Yung pang untilt mo?
hindi naman ang tilt. Like, literal na parang ginagawa mo lang siya for the sake of it kasi parang, ewan ko, I don't know if this is adulting. Parang kasing nakakakalma pag nagluluto ka tapos like,
Sabagay.
wow, I made this myself. It's so rewarding.
So,
Parang ganun yung
so sa
dating.
Valorant, parang yun yung ideal. Kapag ka nagkukook ka ng stats, parang kapag ka successful siya.
Satisfying, di ba? Siyempre naman. And I'm sure that our IGLs from both sides can confirm. But what we have to confirm here is if Oasis got this round for themselves after the timeout na kanilang kinuha. But now, mukha may madedetect yung yun. But Georgie will still be able to secure Narpim out and this is going to be a good thing for him. But we are about to see if magko-commit na nga ba sila dito because this just means it's already a -1 para sa side ng APH which would make them hesitate further kung sila nga ba'y magko-commit na tamang wall bang dito si Second Love and yun nga lang wala siyang mapipitas doon, wala na siya mababawasan but the C side is already at the side of Action PH right now. But they have to wait if mariretik nga ba to ng Oasis and they should be more than comfortable and confident enough na gawin yun lalong-lalo na they've got all the resources to work with at sumisimulan na with Sammy leaving the charge garnering 3K already and we are waiting for Second Love to try to see kung may magagawa ba siya and I guess that is our answer, wala na talaga.
Full commit towards CT means that they only need to look one way and that is forward. Hindi na kailangan itingnan pa yung split.
Yeah.
They didn't need to take garage control at the very best. Oasis Gaming committed head-on. APH, they were one-dimensional doon sa pag-hold nila over at C. Not expecting agad yung magiging push shot again for the Oasis squad. That coordination we were looking for. Kelly S, util usage, tapos Georgie to pop off just to get the entry for the team. But it was Javi 8K that started off really well sa pag-retake nila, getting 3 na parang basketball player lamang. Because he was able to get that. Tumira ng tres bigla. He's 2 orbs away from getting his ult. A very pivotal ultimate for the retake. And if he's able to get those 2 kills, then Oasis Gaming have a beacon of hope. But that is if they can get themselves towards a point where they can get the ultimates as well. So Vano pushing against C-Dog, aggressing. Oasis Gaming punishing probably first so Vano, but it is Draxi put to the ground. And that is the IGL already slept on towards the backside of things. Worship trying to spray towards CT. They got the spike plant for APH. A split push again for Oasis Gaming. That should work out in theory, but now that they have boxed in yung APH, they need to push this forward. Having 8K Kelly, yes, everybody's popping off, and it's all again on Second Love. He missed the timing. Oh, Georgie has elevated himself to a double. At 6-10, Oasis Gaming are fighting back, slowly but surely.
This is very interesting kasi from the demeanor na ginagawa ni Oasis dito, it seems like they're giving Action PH the same taste of their own poison. No? Kasi like in terms of their retake, you know what? This kid just let them in. Yaman lang sila. Lahat tayo manggagaling sa isang entrada. FBI, open up, and yes, that is it. Both of our rounds here recently, yon nga ang kanilang nasa-secure and that is actually good.
Yeah.
But mukhang meron atang mag-whip out ng kanyang operator here in the hands of Georgie. So let's see if mamamaterialize ba ito ng maganda.
They don't have the number yet, but the momentum has been looking so shiny for Oasis Gaming so far. Kung before we had no hope, now we have a glimmer. Now we have a spark. If that can shine brighter and if that can catch fire all throughout, then maybe Oasis can explode towards APH this time around. Savano has destroyed yung alarm bot doon sa B, slowly taking space over on the B site. trying to push Kelly's and the Killjoy's buttons, pero Javi 8K is being patient about this. He doesn't leave the garage push open. He does want to fight off against everybody from 8PH so far, pero papasok pa rin si Sovano. Knowing na naka-sheriff lang siya, na-spot niya si Javi 8K, but those shots do not land.
Careful.
Talagang binigyan niya yung sarili niya ng exit para hindi siya mabigyan agad ng numbers advantage towards Oasis, so they're being careful. But how long can they take this, diba?
Hanggang anong oras nga ba? Because just a little more, we'll be having 30 seconds. But mukhang B-site ang kanilang na pag-decidean na puntahan. Pumonekta ang blind natin
Ganda ng
dito.
blind!
Galing kay Worship and the rest of them just got into our B-site nang walang problema. Sovano may napitas na pero mukhang masusundan pa. Pero si Drax ata ang makakagawa. Ngayon, tamang Blazestorm lang dito. Na-activate na. This is going to be dito kung sakali man ako monekta. Pero mukhang hindi ata. Tinatry niya mag-off for bottom, but Draxi will be able to get that one. 3v3, still all equalized here, but in terms of guns, lamang pa rin talaga ang APH dito. Nako, yan na nga ang sakuna para sa side ng Oasis dito. It's going to be a tricky round here for the side of APH once again.
Nalason sa sarili ng util. They were confident right after they took out one of their players on APH because of the recon dart. But after that, the utility was already spent. Na-smoke off pa nga yung operator doon sa may ceiling. So wala na silang firepower other than that big gun that they got from Georgie, but it was eliminated because of a botch push doon from that link position. Good usage of APH on their patience as well. Sheriff shots all around, already taking control of that B site, and the pressure is getting to the duelist as well on Oasis. You can see the amount of confidence that Sovano is taking in contrast. And this is by Trey Draxi through the smoke long range, taking out Psycho, putting him to bed, and this will be a lot cleaner para sa Oasis Gaming. They can convert this to either an A-long push, trying to make some space known doon sa may A site. They can even pop through the retake, but because they don't have a recon, then all they can rely on is each other.
Looking bright here on the end of Oasis because that pick-off just means a lot more room will be opening up and available for them. But we are about to see if this is going to be until the end of this round because there's still a lot of things na pwedeng mangyari dito. Lalong-lalo na kung C-side ang kanilang pulsarya. Utility is already all scattered pero mukhang si Sabi pa ang nawa-wallbang dito. Instead na siya ang may lamang lockdown natin na ilapag na sa C-side at iniintay lang natin kung anong oras sila mag-e-execute dito. Mukhang mako-corner pa ata dito si Draxi but we will see if he will be able to do something here as well. But nako, kumonekta ang paranoia pero si Sovano pa rin ang kapatay sa kanya. Iniintay lang natin na mag-opt dito for trades ang Oasis but he would still be able to get the advantage.
Sovano!
Na ang force dito. Sovano may mapipitas. Tamang trade lang and Worship will be able to get that one with the util that he has here. 2v2. Hintay pa tayo kung mag-off for retake dito ang Oasis at mukhang doable na doable naman. Body system lang naman ang kailangan. 1v1 na ang mangyayari dito at mukhang na naman nagkakalamangan. And Georgie, he will be able to get this round for themselves and this just contributes to the lifeline Oasis still have.
The phenom of Oasis Gaming, the guy that we have been looking to fire up dito, ay nakainit na agad sa C-site retake na kinailangan na labanan. And they have used yung utility para talagang mahirapan yung garage control na tinatry labanan ng Oasis. Pero the fact that Sovano has already died, even though Worship has gotten the frag dito from the long push, they had a really good game plan. They had to fight para magkaroon sila ng time para makapag-retake. They got another shot because of the double kill from Georgie. And the wraparound from default has been amazing so far. Now this time, APH, they need to pull the trigger. They need to keep this alive para magkaroon sila ng match point. However, looking at the buys, it's not as healthy as they would have liked. Talagang konting-konti lang sa kanila ang may rifle. Konting vandals lang for a few players on APH. Relying on the hero rifles that they have dito, lalo na kay Sovano, who has been the star of the show, but this star could fade as fast as it could shine bright. A wild Oreo shot up dito kay Psycho, and they have used every single part of their defense utility on the A side itself, so that makes them back off. But APH can still fight back on another day, on another side.
Exhausted na yung mga utilities dito on both ends and we are not having the spike planted as of the moment. There's still a lot of things that might transpire, pero it is already a given na mahihirapan si Action PH na mag-push forward considering that they have to rely with the other initiator that they have, which means that they have to up for contact play. But on the break side though, si Sovano, mukhang nawala na ang depensa dito sa A side natin because Killjoy or Savvy has been put down from the Heaven area, and now off area is finally occupied on their end. This is going to be really crucial here for the side of Oasis. Pero naku, ano nangyayari doon? All of the utilities here are connecting on our members here for the side of Oasis. And ngayon, Narpim, tamang block lang. They're yet to put the spike down. 8 seconds left hanggang sa 1v2 na. Magiging wala dito ngayon. Try to offer 1v2 pero si Jordy pa din ang makakalamang. They pushed at the right and the best time possible. And this just means that this is going to be another round for the side of Oasis.
Another time para makapag-step up si Georgie. Punishing new mistake again para sa APH. The overheat again from the few players on the attacking side. Getting the best of them. Winning the fight. Pakatapos makapag-push tong si Kalies. Opening the window for them to get the retake scenario. Even though he dies from the molly, he dies with grace. A martyr para sa Oasis Gaming. Kasi if he wasn't able to kill itong si Second Love, then that would have been a really strong defensive hold on the spike plant. But because na-disable na agad yung mga user niya, then wala na silang ibang problemahin pa. Georgie, good shot kay Sovano. A really good start para kay Georgie. He has been heated up, fired up ever since he has started his onslaught. And they are having a really difficult time to try to shut him down. Kaya ngayon, kailangan ma-utilize ng Oasis Gaming to. And Georgie is the guy. He is the one guarding yung B-site entrance. Kasama na agad yung suporta ni Wild Oreo as well as the backside dome. Na hawak ngayon ng breach on Oasis Gaming. They're waiting for the push out for APH. This is such a crucial moment. If Oasis can defend this as long as possible, then they can try and deny every part of Util and the chance that they had. They're wasting a lot of time. They have 50 seconds to move.
Iyan na naman tayo sa pag-i-stretch nila ng mga rounds natin ang hindi pa napuput yung spike down nila dito. No objectives are being cleared out here as of the moment. Lalong-lalo na wala na si Sovano here sa side ng
Garage
Action
open.
PH. Meron open nga yung garage natin dito. Parang tamang creep lang dito yung mga side
30
natin
seconds
for
left.
Action PH. And mukhang there is a possibility that they can put the spike down. But for how long? Lalong-lalo na it is better for them to have someone out dito for the side of Oasis para naman kahit papano may advantage sila.
Yeah, let's forget about yung C-side for a moment. We have to think about Second Love, and finally, he does his role
Yun na nga.
best. He needs to be a nuisance. Kailangan siya yung magiging disturbance sa force. Kailangan i-deal ng Oasis ang nag-iisang naglalurk on mid. Pero walang tao on site. Si Second Love nakadalawa pa nga. Kinat na agad si Javi. 8K, walang tao sa loob ng C. Alam nila na mag-rolling thunder sila. At may Hunter's Fury pa nga. Narpe pushing. Naku po! Let's go, men! Ang sabi niya. Kaso namatay siya agad. But through the smoke, Worship knows that they're trying to defuse the spike. But everybody on Oasis has been surrounded as Psycho will deal the final blow kay Draxi. At may match point pa nga ang APH. This is the best shot that they have to shut down Oasis. Sino ang top 2 team ngayon? Ang Oasis ba or ang APH?
I like how tumingin ka pa dun sa screen. And from what we're seeing here, I mean, it is evident that both these teams are really hungry for the win, for the victory. And it's just really awesome for us to see how these teams are adapting and adjusting to one another para lang na makalamang sila. But from what we have seen kanina, from that play, it's just all the pressure all over the place.
Yeah.
Parang napaka-chaotic na, but at the same time is APH managed to organize it in a way that will lead them to victory. But now we are seeing Georgie falling down dito sa ating sewers area, which is quite unfortunate. But let us see if mukhang meron bang masasagot dito si Wild Oreo considering that he is a girl on the number 6 and dinashin siya! Ayun na nga! So Bono will be able to get him down. Blaze already activated and he will not be able to get him. But masasalo naman yun ni Worship. Lockdown already initiated here at the A side and we are waiting for them to put the spike down. And they got no choice but to go out. Pero never mind, pupushin nila to. Alam nila na lamang sila at gagawin nila lahat ng makakaya nila para gawin yon. Pero si Sabi lang naman natatapos sa kanila dito.
Natatake sila!
Mapapalala sa isa-isa. It's already 1v2. Second Love na lang may iwan dito yung up to go for that shot. Mukhang makakalimutan. Is that going to it? Watch by Second Love being able to end this match such in a good way and swift way possible.
Goodbye to the old guard and welcome Action PH. Dito
Wow.
sa group stages natin, it was a wonderful performance and all throughout they have shown consistency and adaptability against a really strong team in Oasis
Yeah.
Gaming, the top 2 in the Philippines right now. But now, it is a new star in the mix, and we have shown that
really
the
shocking.
synergy for everybody on Action PH has been fluid from the start to beginning. Yes, we have seen glimpses of hope kanina for Oasis Gaming, but that is a glimpse
Didn't
for a
last
reason.
long.
Hindi talaga eh, no?
Yeah. Literal na glimpse lang. Pag sinabing glimpse, pinatikim lang. After nun,
Oo.
poof, wala na.
Wala
But,
na.
yeah, from what we have seen here, it just means that this is going to be a team to look out for, no?
Yeah.
Kasi, I mean, nakita naman natin like now, this is there, Oasis is there, all the rest of the other teams, Game Lab, whatsoever. But, Ashen PH, the new roster, this lethal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing. The maturity and everything has been balanced on their side is a really big treat to see, no? Seeing new stars rise up to the occasion is definitely a treat to see. We'll be expecting them over sa group stages natin, mga kaibigan. And, you know, hindi lang naman yun yung magiging nag-iisang chance ng mga teams like Oasis Gaming to come forward dito sa group stages natin. Yes, they lost today, pero malay nyo, sa susunod na qualifiers, makita natin sila. Just to remind
Hopefully.
everybody na meron pa tayong isa pang on-site qualifier, and that is all the way towards Dasmariñas. TNC Dasmariñas Cavite. So kung gusto niyo pumunta at
Etsy
makipaglaban, pwede kayo mag-register. Punta lang kayo sa Predator Gaming Facebook page at malalaman niyo kung paano all throughout. Congratulations nga pala doon sa Oasis Gaming. Well, actually, for Action PH para sa kanilang seat over towards the group stages. Ano ba yung favorite moment mo today? Ngayon na tapos na ang ating third day.
Favorite moment ko, yung Blade Storm ni Sovano na ginawa niyang dancing ball yung A-side.
Dancing.
Kasi, like, literal, every single time, parang ikot-ikot siya doon. The Blade Storm, all the
Okay.
blades is actually connecting. I feel it's just satisfying knowing that the Jet is nerfed. I think that's a big thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Jet is nerfed. Yeah, Jet is nerfed, but I think she's still gonna be
Afford
as
pa
strong
din.
as ever
Yeah.
talaga, you know. As long as he has the dash, then makakapag-dash pa rin ng kahit sino. Ang favorite ko is seeing how well Sovano is today. Like, sobrang composed niya. Sobrang composed niya as a player.
Yeah.
And the best thing about that is that he has a lot more to show for us dito sa Predator League 2023. But before anything else, mga kaibigan, bago tayo mag-goodbye sa stream, we would like to take this opportunity para i-thank ang ating official sponsors, ang Predator Gaming, Planet 9, as well as Intel for a very successful third day sa qualifiers natin. Pero, hindi pa tapos ang lahat. May fourth online qualifier pa tayo.
Apat yun. And I feel like that's like October. And it is gonna be happening sa ating mga weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So, better look out for that one. And, yeah, actually, yun lang naman ang ating kailangan i-point out dito. Yung online qualifiers natin for October 7, 8, 14, and 15.
Ay, tsaka yung sa
So,
September 30 pa.
Yun, isa pa yun. Yung sa
Next week.
Dasmariñas natin, which is going to be the last leg for our on-site qualifier. So, you guys better keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, and don't forget, mga kaibigan, no matter the results, win or lose, always stand proud. Everyone na nag-participate sa qualifiers na yun have done their best. However, the best have stood tall, and Action PH have shown why they are the best today. Thank you so much for dropping by dito sa Predator League 2023. Ako nga pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi, and we'll see you all sa September 30 all the way from TNC Dasmariñas para sa last day ng qualifiers of the on-site ones. Goodbye, everybody! We'll see you next week on Predator League 2023.
Bye-bye!
Enemy down.
One enemy remaining.
Gone.
Yikes.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. planted.